All right. For those of you just joining us, I have decided that because the poll stream ended up going for almost 2 hours on its own, that I will separate them into multiple videos. So this will be the start of a new video on YouTube, but if you've been watching live, you've been watching me for possibly 2 hours at this point. So, plan for today, or I guess for the next 2 hours or so, we're going to get to as far as I can get through this new mission, which I'm noticing that we didn't get a prompt for a recap, to watch a recap, which is weird. Usually they do that for a lot of these patches. So that's going to be the plan for today. And you're probably going to hear me say this a lot, but if you want to stay up to date on what I'm doing when I'm doing it, join the Discord. It's where I let everyone know what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. That way you don't have to wait as long to view my content, because it will remain on Twitch for sometimes 2 to 3 weeks after I've recorded it, and it can sometimes be 7 to 10 days for me to edit something for YouTube. So if you want to watch content and not have to wait around for it, that's the way to do it. You can also join my Discord, and you can just talk about what I'm doing, or even suggest other stuff for me to do. Got a lot of stuff in the pipeline coming. There's going to be Lowen's character story in Genshin Impact. That's going to be coming up real soon. There's also going to be more content revolving around the Selenic Chronicles will get uploaded soon. I only need to record one more of those, and then I can do a batch recording of that. That'll take a while to edit. And then there's probably going to be just this for the next couple days. So, if you want to know when that's going live, join the Discord. Alright, without further ado, let's just jump into this story. I have no clue how long it's going to take. I've heard mixed opinions. Some people have told me 5 hours, some people have told me 9 hours. So, we're going to go for at least 2, and then tomorrow I will have a little bit of time after I finish some editing to possibly go for another 5 hours I could probably dedicate. That's the most I'm willing to dedicate to any one stream of my own free will. I don't want to do 7 to 12 hour streams like I did for Petacone. That was really, really bad for my sleep schedule. Alright. Oh, now it gives the prompt for the story recap. Well, what were you waiting for? Give it to me.
During the events of Star Rail Fest, Ashvale discovered what the happiness surgery truly entails. Implanting the flesh and blood of the abominations of abundance. Given the gravity of the situation, we decided to go to Graphia Academy and first launch an investigation into Full Wish. During the course of events, we unexpectedly crossed paths with Full Wish herself. Also a survivor of the Bloodstained Games, she openly joined the Phantasmoon Games and invited supplicants to travel to Seafeld City, where the winner would be decided in a televised debate.
I have opinions about this. I will talk about them at the end of the recap. I will talk about Full Wish.
During our exchange with Full Wish, Himiko realized that Full Wish might be a masked fool. As a result, I asked Sparksy to investigate the tavern for leads. And through that, we identified Full Wish's ability, the happiness syntax.
This was actually a really dark scene where they where Full Wish made Sparksy hallucinate and almost got her to walk off of a fucking building. It was really, really dark, and I loved that scene. Sparksy really wants to become the Aeon Ablation.
Evanescia and Yaoguang established a cooperation agreement. After Evanescia's attempt to assess Full Wish in her capacity as the arbitrator failed, they encountered Blade and his group, and learned that the flesh implanted in the happiness surgery originated from Shuhu, an emanator of abundance.
So many emanators on this planet.
Himiko and I went to the TV station to take part in the debate and met up with Sunday and Ashvale, who had arrived ahead of us. However, the debate turned out to be a carefully orchestrated trap. In full view of the public, all those who had undergone the surgery transformed into terrifying monsters. And Full Wish framed both the IPC and the Astral Express as the masterminds behind it all.
Now that my hair's dry, I don't think I need to wear that heavy robe anymore. It's just gonna make me all sweaty.
When the disaster erupted, Evanescia willingly violated a forbidden taboo and revealed the real purpose of the Phantasmoon Games: to suppress the terrifying entity slumbering within plain Arcadia. Through this act, she unlocked the original power of the ambrosial arbor within herself and intervened in the unfolding situation.
This finally this spells it out for people that couldn't read between the lines, I guess. She has an ambrosial arbor within herself. You heard it here.
At the same time, Silverwolf, entrusted by Pearl, set out to investigate the anomalous signal responsible for the monster's emergence, only to be obstructed by Mr. Meanie. As the force backing Full Wish, he wields tremendous power, powerful enough to interfere with the Stellaron Hunter's script.
Okay, gonna move myself here so I'm not blocking text in the future. I thought in the corner I'd be small enough to where I wouldn't be blocking the text, but I guess I still am.
Meanwhile, Full Wish continued to livestream our
Or I guess my
movements
mic
in
is,
the
I
TV
should say.
tower, distorting the truth by every possible means. Drawing upon the wish power of 200,000 victims, she manifested the Meanie Phantasmoon in an attempt to defeat us individually. Thankfully, Silverwolf regained the power of the Ether cartridge, level 999, and dealt with it before it was too late. After overcoming every obstacle in our
Whoa,
path,
we're gonna brush past
we
Asat
reached the top
Pramad?
of the TV tower and confronted Full Wish head-on. Drawing on the people's wish power, she briefly held the upper hand. Ultimately, I used the Stellaron within me to bear that wish power, thereby stepping onto the path of elation and defeating her once and for all.
Okay, this is where I want to step in and talk. It's a load of bullshit. This is the only thing about the 4.2 story I took issue with. She turns all of her followers and anyone who had Shuhu particles injected into them into unkillable abominations of abundance. And then we just stab her and she dies? No. She has so much Shuhu particles and nonsense in her, as well as like the weird mask buff from the supplicant mask. She should be just as unkillable as most like abundance creatures. She should be effectively immortal. She should be at least as immortal as Blade is, if not more. That is the only thing I took issue with. Not only that, but I do sympathize with Full Wish quite a bit because she was very heavily manipulated by both the people of Plain Arcadia and Asat Pramad. In a better world, she would not have ended up the villain. And honestly, I feel like if she was approached much earlier in the story, she probably could have been talked out of this plan.
Even so, those who had undergone the surgery did not recover. At Blade's proposal, everyone joined forces to concentrate all of Shuhu's flesh within his body, freeing the victims from the influence of the happiness surgery.
Also gonna throw shade in how Sunday was one of the only reasons this was possible. We're just gonna brush past what Sunday did.
Just when I thought the crisis was over, Evanescia requested that I warn the creator of the world in canvas. According to her, Asat Pramad, the Lord Ravager who once attempted to eliminate Plain Arcadia, has returned again.
Hey, do we think Asat Pramad might have the last supplicant mask? Ours was fake, so theoretically there's still one more supplicant mask out there that somebody could probably use to enter the games. But then again, we don't know if Asat Pramad has entered the games before, and if he can violate that rule that lets you join the games more than once. You know, for a game that doesn't have rules, there's a surprising amount of rules. Alrighty, story recap has ended. Let's go. Illusion of the End. I wonder if this is going to pick up immediately where the last one ended, or there's going to be like some amount of time that's passed.
Citizens are advised to remain patient and await assistance. Moving on to our special segment, the Phantasmoon Brief.
Oh, she's listening to the broadcast on the little monitor that's always sitting over here.
back.
Is it just me, or does her voice audio mixing sound quiet?
The incident that happened at Full Wish TV is causing a huge stir. Come watch the news.
How long ago in the past was this at this point?
Hello, everyone! Welcome to
Oh god,
Arcadia
not these two again.
The Phantom Moon Brief. I'm your host, Poofy.
And Snowy.
Hi, everyone. This is your old friend, Snowy.
So who runs Full Wish TV now?
Well then, as the Phantom Moon games reach a boiling point, and for reasons that need no explanation, we are now joining Duo Mention TV to bring you live coverage of the latest and most critical news updates.
So this is Dual Mention TV now. Okay. I guess they couldn't come up with 2 new news anchors, right? All of Plain Arcadia, that we only got 2 news anchors between the 2 news stations? Surely the IPC has its own news broadcast.
Yes, we are. And after the director of Full Wish TV and sponsor of the Research Society of Happy Smiles, Full Wish announced that she was joining the Phantom Moon Games. That terrifying tragedy of 15 years ago once again swept through the psionic game.
Alright, how are you gonna fucking... How is the news going to cover this moving forward? I'm actually curious. I didn't even think about this. I completely forgot that we'd be getting updates through Full Wish TV and how stuff was going to move forward after no more Full Wish TV, but I guess we're going to cop out and go with this. That being said, for those who watch my playthrough of the Forbobu Weekly side stuff, we are potentially going to try and buy Full Wish TV. That being said, Pearl is probably just going to do it, all things considered.
The supplicant debate, slated to take place at the Seafeld TV tower, was cut short when out-of-control Imaginee known as Joy Ascendants appeared suddenly and launched an attack. This Imagenesis plague centered on Seafeld City spread rapidly. Even Full Wish herself turned into a monster atop the Seafeld TV tower.
As of the latest reports, nearly 200,000 human and Imaginee inhabitants across Plain Arcadia have been affected by the plague. Countless individuals are injured or missing, and total losses are estimated to have reached 8.6 billion credits.
That's a lot of money. Also, if we were able to turn back all the Joy Ascendants, I don't know why we couldn't just knock out Full Wish and then she gets turned back into a human and actually gets to suffer the consequences of her actions rather than getting to die an easy death. Blade was upset that she just gets to die. And I'm with him. Literally, Full Wish did not have to die, and I feel like they just wrote her dead in the story because they didn't want to think about the consequences of that, of her possibly being alive still. That was the only instance of bad writing where it actively pissed me off in 4.2.
And in a chilling echo of the Bloodstained Games 15 years ago, footage left behind by Full Wish points to the disaster as the work of supplicants from beyond the sky.
What?
She identified the culprits as the famed cosmic hero, the trailblazer of the Astral Express, and
Oh,
the wanted
God.
criminal, Stellaron Hunter Blade, claiming they were responsible for the tragedy.
Of 15 years ago? Is that how we're spinning this?
But a spokesperson for the Department of Aberration Defense said the disaster was planned and executed by Full Wish herself through her organization, the Research Society of Happy Smiles. They added that the investigation will continue and the organization will be shut down.
Oh, how familiar that sounds. 15 years ago, they made the same excuses. What is the real story behind this? The Phantom Moon Brief will continue to keep you updated.
We need to get these two off the air. That being said, I live in the United States, and I have to live with Fox News, so we can't get Fox News off the air. Unfortunately, there's money in media. And, money talks. Everyone else walks.
Over 500 years ago, a prophet made a prediction. In year 1999, a terrifying devil will descend from the sky. Will this prophecy come true?
Oh, it will.
Can Plain Arcadia safely make it through this crucial year? We will have to wait and see.
Asap Pramod is going to make his appearance, the demon lord from beyond the sky.
Shame on them. How can they just say things like that on TV when it's not even confirmed? And the internet is flooded with fake news about you too.
Yeah, my life sucks.
Also, those two hosts. Weren't they from Full Wish TV?
Were you not listening,
They were
March?
spreading nasty stories about you on the news before. And now look, they've immediately jumped ship after what happened to Full Wish.
That I'm sympathetic to, because people gotta eat. Shame on them. Classic media behavior. Well, they need to make a living somehow. I literally just said that.
When did you get so understanding?
Because I have to deal with this on a daily basis, March. Just let me have this one.
I'm happy you made it back safely. But somehow, you just don't seem quite the same.
I'm walking the path of Elysian now, March.
Oh no. You're trying to grow up and leave me behind.
Oh,
Don't tell me you're becoming the next Don Hung.
God, I wish.
No! Is this what it takes to become a hero?
Is turning into Don Hung really that bad?
If you're all grown up and serious, we just can't click like we used to anymore.
That does sound horrible, all things considered.
Oh, right. Tell me about what happened at the TV tower. I've heard Don Hung and Sunday's side of the story, but I haven't heard yours yet.
How long ago was that, and how have we not told you anything yet?
So, Full Wish had people undergo the happiness surgery to implant Shuhu's flesh into their bodies, and that ended up causing this disaster?
And we kind of sort of knew that back in 4.1.
And you guys stopped the mutation from spreading, but all you managed to do was to temporarily seal Shuhu's flesh inside Blade?
Yes, that's right.
And then you mentioned that Nessia, the one we met at Star Rail Fest, is actually the Phantasm Moon Game's arbitrator? No wonder she could draw a mask for you. And she also asked you to go deep into the world in Canvas to warn, who was it again?
The creator of the world in Canvas. Her name is Graphia.
Who is that?
March! How dumb are you? Come on, March. I'm usually very sympathetic, and No, sorry, I do that for Paimon. I don't do that for March. I call March an idiot all the time. Never mind. Continue.
Yes, Graphia, Himiko's ancestor. She's an artist from 1,000 years ago.
Which means that she had canonical sex. Anywho, moving on.
Himiko's ancestor? She's still alive? Wait, that's not even the most important part.
Speaking of which, that might be the source of the weathering curse that's been killing off many of her ancestors. Many of her lineage. Because there was, something that was in, some of the readables where it's revealed that one of the people in Himiko's family actually managed to outlast the weathering curse by stealing the life force of their kin. So Graphia might be doing that, and that might be why she's still alive.
Nessia asked you to warn Graphia that the Lord Ravager, Asat Pramod, is back? Why does the Express have such bad luck? By this point, whenever we go on vacation, I'm always ready to deal with random problems. But running into another Lord Ravager while on vacation? This is way over the line.
I mean, we had to fight someone ascending to Aeonhood on our last vacation.
Lord Ravager, at Venessia's request, Shuhu's flesh and Blade's body, and the unfinished Phantasm Moon games. Suddenly, there are so many things to deal with. Feels like we're juggling a bunch of eggs all at once. One slip, and it's all gonna go splat. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Kind of a mess. Give me a second to think. I'm tired. Let's just give it all up. I'm okay.
I wish I were as calm as you. I'm gonna go take a minute and collect myself.
That being said, one of my favorite animations in all of Honkai Star Rail is March freaking out when Boot Hill's shooting like inches from her head.
So many things things to deal with right now. Oh, what should I do next?
Take a nap. Taking a nap sounds good.
Nah, I've had a long day. I should just get some rest.
Nothing good has ever happened from sleeping on this bench. Why would you make me go sleep on this bench? The sofa with a plush velvet surface like a cradle. The moment you sit down, you practically melt into it. Oh no. The static from the news broadcast, March's relentless questioning, the looming presence of the Lord Ravager, the dangerous flesh writhing on Blade's body, and the future of the Phantasmoon games. All these tangled problems have knotted themselves into one chaotic mess. Let's not forget the other problems as well, like the fact that a Xianzhou general is destined to fall on plain Arcadia. That's also something we have to worry about. Honestly, everything else, yeah. I think that's the only thing that didn't get mentioned here. What can you do? You're just one poor little raccoon. You want to unravel the mystery. Also, the Express is going to blow up because we saw that weird future premonition at the beginning when Evanesia showed us at the start of 4.0. I guess that's another thing. You're tangled up in the threads. You struggle uselessly for a bit, then give up, letting fatigue shroud your eyes in darkness. Snore directly into the mic.
Shh, Welt. She's tired. Let her sleep.
Carry me to my bed. You never knew you could sleep this much. I did. Have you? In the bedroom renovation event or whatever it was, you can get an achievement and unlock a secret ending by sleeping until the end of the universe. Oh no, are we doing lap pillow?
You're obviously tired. I never thought this vacation would become the prelude to yet another major war.
I had a feeling it would. But that's because the first Myriad Celestia trailer that tied into the starting of this storyline was the Anti-Destruction Alliance, but I have information that you guys don't. We, the player, always know a lot more in every Hoyo game. You, the player, always seem to know way more information than any of the characters in it. As a Nameless, I am not surprised. There's so much to deal with, and I don't know where to begin.
From our very first steps, trouble has always followed the Nameless. But this is way too much.
Look at you now. It takes me back to when I first got the Express running again.
Ooh, Himiko lore.
Aside from Pom Pom, I was the only crew member on board. Constantly stretched thin and feeling out of my depth.
She would have had to have been the navigator, the engineer, the databank manager, as well as the person that helps Pom Pom clean all the cars. Yeah, she would have been stretched thin.
All I could do was note every problem in the navigation log, one by one. A world's coordinates that needed an update. A glitch in the Express's warp system. The notes were as dense as the coordinates on the astral charts, leaving me completely overwhelmed.
So why did you start writing Murata on the visitor log and then cross it out?
Back then, I never imagined the Astral Express would one day have to face a Lord Ravager. But strangely, now that the time has come again, I'm not panicking at all.
It's almost like we have done this 2 times before, because people forget that Phantilia is also a Lord Ravager, and that we fought her all the way back in, what was that, version 1.2, version 1.3?
Come to think of it, it's because of you.
I think it was 1.3.
Because of all of you. Along the way, we have defeated 2 Lord Ravagers.
Oh, so we are going to count Phantilia.
The Nameless who guided me before I set out once told me,
Ooh, what Nameless was that?
keep moving forward, and the obstacles that once felt impossible to conquer will soon be behind you. And along the way, you'll find companions who are just like you. I've seen you grow through the Phantasmoon games, becoming someone others can trust and lean on. And I heard the declaration you made atop the tower. I'm truly proud of you. That's why I want to share a story from the past with you.
Ooh, juicy
A
shit.
promise from 15
Juicy
years
bit.
ago.
Is it about how Himiko got the express running again? Promise from 15 years ago?
I promised someone that when the moon over my hometown was full again, I would go back to see her, to let her know I had made the most of this borrowed life, and found companions I could trust with all my heart.
And who is that exactly?
I want to share this story with you all. The story of how my journey began.
Okay, flashback time? I can't wait. I can't wait to hear it. How come you never mentioned it before?
Because it's a long story, filled with many memories of my past. I'd also like to invite you all to the place where I repaired the Express and tell you everything bit by bit.
Oh, God. And it means we're not going to get to see this story all in one go. It's going to be piecemealed to us throughout the update. Oh, well. At least we're still getting to hear it.
All right, it's a deal. When I return from the world in canvas, you can make us, let Shush make us some coffee. And we'll settle in and listen to your story.
Or we could just not drink coffee.
Speaking of the world in canvas, March told me about what Evanesia said to you.
Oh, good. Do you have input on that? Because you're the person that I would have been the first one to tell, personally, if I was the main character.
Evanesia's request was not made lightly, and she was worried for a reason. Silverwolf saw that Lord Ravager in action, too.
Oh, did Silverwolf tell you that? Because I don't think she told anybody that.
According to the records from the databank and the IPC's investigation, Asat Pramod's campaigns often span centuries, and the planets he targets all end up destroyed in freak accidents, leaving their surfaces covered in only smiling faces.
Yikes. The chess master approacheth.
1,000 years ago, my ancestor Graphia created the world in canvas. If that was to resist Asat Pramod's invasion of Ahatopia, then could this disaster unleashed through the Phantasmoon games be the prelude to his next invasion?
Knowing Asat Pramod, I don't think the last invasion ever stopped. I think he's been quietly moving pieces the whole time. This foolish incident was just an example of that. A 15-year plot. It astonishes me that Graphia is still alive.
That's the first of many mysteries. Based on our family history, we are clearly not descendants of any long-lived species. Quite the opposite. The weathering curse has shortened my family's lifespan for generations. What could my ancestor have gone through to still exist today? That too leaves me deeply curious.
I think cursing her progeny is actually how she's done it, personally. Could you tell me more about Graphia?
There are far too many legends about her. It's hard to tell what's true and what's not.
Surely as your family, you would have no better than most people.
Only two things are beyond doubt. First, during the Cinderth Age, she created countless Imaginae and sent them into battle against the demon legions from beyond. Second, near the end of one of the Phantasmoon games, she created the world in canvas to shelter inside it what was left of civilization and life. Which means she is not only familiar with Asat Pramod, but has also witnessed the manifestation of the Eon of Elation.
That's right, because she won the games, right? About the world in canvas.
Nobody knows just how big the plane Graphia created actually is. Over 140 years ago, the IPC tried to salvage the world in canvas, but they were only able to reconstruct part of it in the real world. That portion became what we know as Plain Arcadia.
Which means in future updates, we could always revisit this planet. The IPC could pull another chunk of planet out of the world in canvas, and that could be a new region to explore. And we also have more torn scrolls I guess we could investigate too.
Legend has it that Graphia used a vast ocean as her canvas and channeled the power of elation to step into the painting, which means she has not only seen Asat Pramod, but has also seen the Eon of Elation descend in all their glory.
Where do I begin?
Good question. As for who in Plain Arcadia knows Graphia and the world in canvas best, it's probably Pearl.
She's been studying
She
her
was sent here
nonstop.
by the IPC. She should have some clues to guide us in the right direction.
Should we let her know that Graphia is still alive? And that you've been plagiarizing her work?
By the way, General Yao Guang is here. She says she wants to talk to you in private.
Uh-oh. Good news, bad news?
I'm not sure if she comes with good news or bad news. She brought a little gift from the Cienjo, though. Mung bean soda.
Oh, God, it's gross.
Go talk to General Yao Guang, then. Don't keep her waiting. After that, come to the party car and fill us in on your next move.
If she's bringing mung bean soda, it has to be good news, right? She wouldn't bring us something awful to go with bad news, right? No, wait. Maybe she does bring something awful with bad news, so that it makes the bad news more palatable. Could be worse. Could be mung bean soda.
Nice to meet you.
I forgot how
Miss
short
Farah.
Yao Guang is.
I always thought that the arbitrator, Evanesia, would step in and punish Foolish for the disaster she caused. But, to my surprise, it was you who defeated Foolish. In my capacity as an Arbiter General, I extend my deepest
Okay.
gratitude to you for halting the plague and sparing countless lives from suffering.
You are too kind, General. What do you want to talk about with me in private?
What I am about to tell you is something Evanesia risked breaking the rules to share with me. Please
Oh.
keep it a secret.
This is the last other
Not a
extra
word
thingy.
of this leaves the Express.
Uh-oh. We're just gonna... She's about to add to our mental load.
Sealed within Ahatopia's core is Ouroboros, the Veracity.
That's cosmic level bad news.
You mean the Leviathan that can swallow whole planets?
Galaxies.
That? Ouroboros the Veracity?
The Aeon.
Looks like you know a thing or two about Ouroboros.
I do simulated universe.
I've seen that terrifying thing in Herta's simulated universe.
Rumor has it, they were last seen during the era of the Swarm disaster.
Yep.
They were hardly there to aid the Swarm, but rather to attend a cosmic-level feast, in which the Swarm served merely as appetizers, and the planets they passed were devoured as the main course.
I remember. I played Swarm Disaster and read it.
No one expected them to be here of all places, sealed away on this very planet, after vanishing for years.
Sealed? Are they dead? Is it still alive?
The true situation remains unknown. But with this information, we can understand why Asat Pramod set his sights on this world. Aren't you a little afraid, facing a huge disaster like this?
Now that I think about it, if Asat Pramod's goal is actually to free the Veracity, I don't know if that's actually his goal. I kind of doubt it, because it would feel counterintuitive, because we already have a Lord Ravager theoretically already in place to destroy the Veracity. If the Veracity's sealed away, might as well just leave it, save it for later. I've seen worse. I have a poker face.
Interesting. You wouldn't flinch even if a star fell upon you. A true Ishvara.
Yeah, we're very, very unlucky. Anywho.
Fortune follows when fate hits its lowest ebb. Every crisis
Stretching.
comes with an opportunity.
Okay.
Now that we know a force capable of devouring stars is deep in slumber at this planet's core, perhaps we could make it devour the problem inside Blade's body. It might just be a risky path worth taking.
That was your plan?
Blade has agreed to my proposal and will venture into the world in canvas to seek out the veracity. From what I've heard, you are going there as well?
Yeah, we're gonna go talk to Graphia.
I cast a divination, and the hexagram shifted between the marsh and fire trigrams, yielding the judgment. Heaven and earth are separate and apart, but the work which they do is the same. In other words, though your paths may differ, they are destined to intersect.
Makes sense to me. It's gonna be Blade's funeral?
A funeral, or an adventure. Will it be a battle with only a 1 in 10 chance of survival to tear away Shuhu's flesh from his body and eliminate the Xianzhou's arch-enemy? Or will it be a journey in which he settles all grudges and never looks back? It all depends on how he perceives it.
And at some point, somehow, he shows up in Honkai Nexus Anima.
Blade agreed to my proposal, even though that little
There is a
stone
fan
hunter
theory
girl
that
won't
Honkai
stop
Nexus Anima will be
objecting.
taking place in Purgatory or the Afterlife, and Blade will die, and that's how he ends up there. But then again, I think I saw a photo recently that showed, like, the Astral Express, like, the actual physical train was somewhere in Honkai Nexus Anima, so who the hell knows? Maybe it's a planet we just get to visit. So yeah, Silverwolf does not want Blade to go through with this. General, you betting on... Are you betting everything on me?
Betting? No, I don't see it that way. We are not chips laid on a gaming table, nor dice tossed at someone's whim. We trust in people, in ourselves, and in those beside us, knowing they can change the course of even the most desperate battle. That belief is what gave you the strength to overcome Fullwish. It is also the only reason I stay for this world. My purpose has never changed. I am going to draw the elation into my divination, and overturn a fate marked for great woe. I have a plan for how to handle Asat Pramod if he strikes unexpectedly, but I still need more hands to make it work.
Okay. I like that you have a plan. Care to share details? Looks like the Phantasm Moon games will still have to come to an end soon.
What miracle could cap off these games better than a finale that humbles a Lord Ravager? It will be a tribute to the elation. The shadow of the Lord Ravager looms, and from here on, everyone must carry their part of the burden. I will take my leave first.
We probably should tell Pearl that a Lord Ravager is on their way. She's the one that wants to do this Anti-Destruction
Before I set
Alliance
out,
thing.
I still want to say a few words to everyone.
What do you mean? Before you step out, are you not coming back? Head to the party car and chat with everyone. Oh, I can go to the co-op party car from here. Interesting. I didn't know that was an option. I gotta check that out at some point.
What are they all up to over there?
They're all hanging out with Shush? Is he making coffee? Oh yeah, I got Pom Pom in the gold outfit.
Oh, there you are. We were waiting for you.
March, that's a weird way to sit on a chair. What are you doing here? What are you all doing here?
We're here to celebrate the Astral Express making it through another trial, of course. Pom-Pom's heard all about your latest adventure.
It's a modest celebration, but a meaningful one. You stopped Full Wish's scheme, and that is no small achievement. Regardless of what the people of plain Arcadia or the media may say, we raise a glass to you.
Exactly. You knocked out the mastermind behind all those creepy whatever their name is.
Joy Ascendants.
I didn't get to see it myself, but Don Hung described it for me. You killed it.
Killed her, March. Killed her.
Your victory gave Blade a chance to free himself from Shuhu's flesh. Thank you.
Don Hung's tall.
With a Lord Ravager looming on the horizon, everyone will soon be heading off on their own missions.
They gave him his
Before
Don
that,
Hung PT height.
It felt right to have a small gathering like this.
Now, let's make a toast.
Shush, any words?
Here's to everyone who fights to protect this Arcadia. And here's to all of us. The Lord Ravager
Oh god,
can
Himiko's
throw
behind the
whatever
bar.
he wants at us. But I know the Astral Express will keep streaking across the stars.
To all of us.
Thank you. All of you. Having you by my side is what gives me the courage to face the future. I'll carry this strength with me through the rest of this journey.
Cheers.
It's after midnight, which means it's now the 4th of June. Like your heart's beating as one. You clink your glasses. After finishing the drinks, the Nameless each enjoy a brief moment of respite. Do y'all say respite or respite? I say respite. See what Don Hung and March 7th are talking about. Optional, chat with your companions a little bit more. So Don Hung and March is the ending. So who do we chat with first?
Did you need something?
Why are you here alone? The others are having a lot of fun. Why don't you join them?
I need a break. I felt worn out ever since coming back from Seafeld TV Tower.
To be fair, you had a huge contribution yourself. And they left your contribution out of the recap, and I'm a little bit annoyed by that.
Right now, it feels like I'm back in Oak Manor's banquet hall. At those parties, no matter how tired I was, I'd have to clutch my glass and smile, keeping myself calm.
You protected everyone's right to feel pain.
Mr. Yang insisted I should get a full day of sleep, but I didn't want to miss the chance to toast with you all.
Thank you for being with me on this journey.
I should thank you for letting me embark on this journey.
I guess, if you want to be humble, I guess. Yo, Shush. Shush remains silent, intently scrubbing a glass. Darn, no Shush dialogue. Himiko. Himiko is focused on her phone screen, seemingly messaging someone. Wonder who that could be. Oh, Pom Pom. And Welt.
Oh, it's you! Pom-Pom heard you've got a solo mission coming up. Be safe, will you?
Why is it solo? Can I bring March with me? Can I bring Himiko with me? Do you remember anything from before the Express got up and running?
Sadly, Pom-Pom can't remember most of what happened right after the Express crashed onto this world. Pom-Pom's memory of those years is like a fogged-up Express window. No matter how hard Pom-Pom tries, Pom-Pom just can't wipe it clean. But it's
That's
okay.
so annoying.
After passenger Himiko repaired the Express, Pom-Pom got to share a one-of-a-kind journey with all of you.
How did you and Himiko meet, Pom Pom?
How did passenger Himiko appear? That's odd. Pom-Pom can't remember a thing. All Pom-Pom recalls is having a long and fuzzy sleep, then being woken by a knock at the door. And just like that, passenger Himiko was on board. The day passenger Himiko knocked, it felt like Pom-Pom was waking up from a dream. The Express's heart started beating
How have we
again,
not
and the
asked
lights flickered
Pom Pom
on,
this
one
question
after
at any point
another.
until now? Pom Pom, have you heard of the name Graphia?
Graphia? Pom-Pom hasn't. But Pom-Pom always dreams of strangers when Pom-Pom's asleep. They seem to be bustling around the Express, and there are soft clinking and clanking sounds, just like the sound of stars twinkling. But every time Pom-Pom wakes up, their faces slip away, Pom-Pom is only left with a warm and comforting feeling, knowing someone had taken good care of Pom-Pom.
Conductor, is it time for me to say goodbye?
Safe trip. Pom-Pom will take good care of the express while you're away.
Mr. Yang!
I heard from Sunday about how the televised debate went. We won this battle because of you.
Mr. Yang, was everything okay on the express? How was the situation in Dual Dimension City?
The streets were in chaos. Traffic ground to a halt, and Wispe littered the ground. It was like a scene straight out of a disaster movie.
I mean, it kind of looked like that when the Torn Scroll was making mouths all over plain Arcadia.
When the televised debate began, a crowd outside the station gathered to protest the Astral Express and nearly broke through the barricades. But the moment the Joy Ascendants appeared, they scattered without a second thought. I guess people know deep down which is more dangerous, a made-up villain or an actual threat.
I honestly would think the better comparison is someone who might attack you versus someone attacking you.
But I am more concerned about you.
Me?
I've seen the footage of your fight with Fullwish. When you returned to the top of the tower, an enormous surge of power seemed to erupt from you. It reminded me a lot of when I saved you at Herta Space Station. Did you tap into the power of the Stellaron?
Yes. Maybe.
The Stellaron can be awakened by a wish, but its immense power always has a way of warping reality. As the wave of wish power surged toward you, it brought hope and blessings, but also dark intentions and malice. What might it do to the Stellaron? We have no idea.
Yeah, thank you for reminding us that we have a nuclear bomb on our chest, Mr. Welt.
Be
Mr.
careful
Yang.
with this power you have, no matter how tempting it may seem.
Can you seal it further away in me just to be safe? It's kind of weird that a Stellaron is activated by a wish. Meanwhile, in the agate world...
There you are. March and I were talking about you.
What about?
You, me, and March. The three of us.
Ah, yes. This is our, what, 6th, 7th planet? For March?
Exactly.
For y'all?
The power trio of this express.
We're also the only trio on this express.
This trip to plain Arcadia is the first time we weren't necessarily working together toward a common goal.
We're all kind of doing our own thing, and March is not participating in any group. She's kind of just vibing. I kind of miss having her around, to be honest.
You dove into the Phantom Moon games. I crossed paths with that relentless old friend and foe again. As for March, well, she spent her time wandering and eating. Her perfect little vacation.
That's not true. She also spent 2 years in high school.
Wait, hold up. How come all I get is wandering and
Oh
eating?
my god, March.
I grabbed plenty of comics as well.
Please tell me I get to call her out for spending 2 years in high school.
I call it cultural exploration. With a little extra time for me to recharge, of course. Right?
Right?
Now that we're having this little break, it hit me that I might have neglected you and March.
Nah, you were busy. You didn't neglect. You're overthinking it.
Yeah, we are actually more concerned about your condition, Dan Hung.
Yeah.
Blade has accepted General Yao Guang's proposal. Perhaps he has finally moved on from past grudges and that abundance curse, and is now ready to do something for himself. It's going to be a path fraught with danger. So I had hoped to accompany him for a bit longer, but he refused.
Okay. What about Silverwolf?
From now on, I will turn my attention to this world.
So what are you gonna do next?
Mr. Yang and I have been asked by General Yao Guang to help with setting up some defensive formations.
I've got work to do too.
Oh, God.
Mr. Ashvale wanted someone to accompany him to the tavern to investigate clues about Asat Pramod.
In the tavern?
Yours truly figured she'd been resting long enough, and it was time to stretch her legs. So I volunteered.
It's funny that March as a hunt path, as her second form, not counting Evernight. So it's funny that she keeps getting paired with the Galaxy Rangers. They might be setting up a March joins the Galaxy Rangers arc at some point. That might actually just happen this patch, because she's going to be hanging out with the leader of the Galaxy Rangers, who openly commented about letting Blade join. Can't believe we're splitting up again.
No problem. When you come back, you have to share everything you saw in the world in Canvas.
Well, I guess March was with us during the Star Rail Fest. I guess that does count for something. She was with us for 4.1 and 4.2. It was only in 4.0 and 4.1. It was only 4.2 where March was just not with us for a large chunk of it. Talk to Himiko and get ready to set off. Okay. Who you been texting?
Just in time. I've talked to Madame Pearl. She will handle all the arrangements for your passage, so you can enter the world in Canvas to find my ancestor Graphia.
Pearl is so efficient.
This is an important matter. Furthermore, your journey gives her the chance to uncover something she's been yearning to understand for years. The secret to Graphia's art of imagenesis.
Man, this could have been an opportunity to have Pearl as a playable unit on the banner for, like, Phase 2.
Once you've fully rested, you may make your way to the dock in Seafeld City. Madame Pearl has a special ship waiting for you there. It will take you to the border between this world and the world in Canvas.
Inkford Hermitage.
As Inkford Hermitage.
Interesting.
That's your final stop before entering the world in Canvas. A place to gather your supplies and rest up before you set out on the journey ahead. I know you'll have to go alone this time, but I don't think it'll be dangerous. After all, that realm was created by Graphia, my ancestor.
I don't know. She might be like a vampire soul stealer for all I know.
The thought of it makes me feel calm, in a strange but comforting way. If you get to meet her, please give her my regards.
Are you not coming with? Allison, you're not coming with?
I am indeed quite curious. I'd love to see this ancestor of mine for myself, and hear her story in her own words. But someone must stay here and keep watch. Madame Pearl
what's Welt doing then?
General Yao Guang about our next steps in dealing with Asat Pramod. So I'll be entrusting this mission into the world in Canvas to you.
Man, people have been bullying Himiko into staying on the train because they're afraid she's gonna die or something. Now let Himiko be part of the story. This is her goddamn arc.
Go ahead. Set out once you've rested up. I'll be here with Welt and the others, awaiting good news from you.
We're doing this entire story by ourselves? Please tell me Evanesia's... No, wait, she's not coming with us. She wouldn't have sent us otherwise. Fuck, we're gonna be alone? Well, I guess we'll probably get to cut to, like, Blade POV, Yaguang POV, and Don Hung or March POV. We're definitely gonna get a March POV. They love putting Ashvale on screen. He seems really fun. Anytime he's been on screen, it's been fun. Except when he was investigating the Society of Happy Smiles. That was kind of creepy. And less fun. The Research Society. That was what it was. Research Society of Happy Smiles. And they haven't been disbanded fully yet. They're in the process of being disbanded, so we might still run into people from that faction. Oh, great. We might run into Nihilux, too. Oh, speaking of Ashvale. Game is lagging. Game is crashing. Game has frozen. Oh, there it goes.
In other words, that woman wants you to take Shuhu and jump straight into the veracity and leave the rest to the Eon's stomach acid?
That's the plan? That's a horrible plan. Of course he doesn't respond. What does the script
And
say?
this is between me and him, right? Why are you tagging along?
Relax. I'll say my goodbyes and be gone. A dignified funeral, If you ask me, this ending is indeed grand enough.
Mr. I want to die in my own bed, which, to be fair, so do I.
I don't care about any of that.
I
There's
wanna-
only one thing I care about. Does he have to die?
Yeah, Silver Wolf needs her girl dad.
Here's a piece of advice.
She's an
little
orphan.
cub.
She was an orphan, and technically, when you stop to think about it, Blade is probably one of the only parental figures she's ever had in her life. Of course she's going to get attached to him and doesn't want to see him die. This is, like, only human.
Whether he lives or dies is his choice. That's the one thing you don't get to decide for him.
I don't know if I agree with that. Plenty of people get to decide when other people live or die. Whether or not it's justified is what people argue over. It has landed.
What?
Nothing. Just a seabird landing on the rocks.
Silverwolf's freaking out.
A blade forged of mortal steel cannot sever an undying fate. If Shuhu is to be put down, the options are few. And that Leviathan is one of them.
Isn't part of Shuhu sealed inside your arm, by the way, Ashvale?
In time, people will say this. The culprit of the Juming gave his life for the greater good and plunged into the abyss alongside the abomination.
Also, the technology department of the IPC probably still has some Shuhu flesh. Not the Imagine. The Intelligentsia Guild probably still has some Shuhu flesh. Supposedly there's Shuhu flesh sealed in the, what's it called, the shackling prison somewhere. And then there's some more inside your arm. This does not sound like a foolproof plan that has been thought out very well. This is not going to be the end of Shuhu. And if it is, the writers are forgetting some things.
I'm not as noble as you make it sound. Many years ago, you invited me to join the Galaxy Rangers. I refused for one reason. I'm a petty man. I was never born to carry some greater good. This is between Shuhu and me. Nothing more.
Can't argue with that. A Galaxy Ranger through and through. Well then. I won't say anything more.
Blade, you sure about this?
For years, death has clung to me like a
Rainbow.
curse, etched into my bones. If there is a chance to make a god feel the same
Duck.
pain, I would do it, even if this body is reduced to ash. As for everyone else, there's no need to drag them into this.
So he's going on this journey alone.
We'll proceed as Yao Guang proposed. Bury Shuhu at the end of the world in canvas, taking me with him. And let the veracity dissolve us both.
Remember the script that we got to hear in the last chapter? The Stellaron Hunter dies in the Arcadia. It will come to pass. Now, whether or not he stays dead, is up to interpretation.
Take care.
How about you stay as well? You might as well see it through to the end with us.
Plain Arcadia has bigger problems that need my attention. Your instincts were right. That meanie pulling strings from the shadows is none other than a Sat Pramod.
Who else would want to kick a Ha's head like a ball?
The guy who has a dice for a head.
So, I need to get back and finish my job.
Investigating a Lord Ravager sounds like a job you don't come back from.
Therefore, it also pays very well.
Then here's hoping you live long enough to collect your payment.
Wow, you softened up on him. How broke are you right now? Are we gonna share the boat ride, by the way? Are we about to walk up?
Every time, when it's just the two of us, you go quiet.
You know what I'm going to say.
I have a driver's license.
The seabird's flown off. It's time for us to go too.
Ominous. Oh! You can. Was there a space anchor here? Are we allowed to revisit this place?
Terror slumbering at the heart of plain Arcadia is Ouroboros.
So this was the name that got censored last time. Because I went back and looked at my footage during this scene. I made a joke that it's going to be like Yai Sakura. But Ouroboros was the name that was cut off here. Because she was talking about the thing that was sealed here. And then it said a name that was censored. I don't know why they couldn't just left it uncensored. This would have been fine. I would have been okay with hearing this in 4.2. No clue why they censored this in 4.2. Also, this is my favorite track that's been added to Plain Arcadia, besides the Dovebrook District track, which is amazing.
After the swarm disaster, the Veracity vanished, never to appear again for more than 700 Amber eras.
That's how long ago the swarm disaster was, for people who forget.
Their last rumored sighting was 500 years ago.
History fictionologists claim that Ouroboros lies in wait at the edge of the cosmos, guarded by their children, awaiting the day of their return.
I've heard that story before, but it wasn't about the edge of the cosmos. It was Pier Point. They say that the preservation is nothing more than a facade, and the IPC is, in truth, a cult devoted to the Veracity.
There was a fan theory, I remember people reading about that, but I think the IPC is more of a... There's another fan theory that I think is more likely, that the IPC is actually a cult dedicated to the propagation.
Organic life has quite the imagination. They've said other things, too. That Louis Fleming seeks to ascend as the Eon of Wealth. That the Council of Mundanites are mere hounds of Dr. Primitive. That the Marketing Development Department colludes with the destruction, turning a blind eye to the spread of Stellarons.
These are all rumors. None of this is confirmed, mind you.
Such rumors are endless. I believe the General should be able to tell which are true and which are not.
Oh, you're saying some of those rumors are true? Never mind, I take it back.
I've never heard the last one, so let's assume it's the only one that's true.
The Marketing Development Department colludes with the destruction, turning a blind eye to this. Huh. That's the one that we're saying is true out of these three conspiracy theories. Oh. Oh, it's back. I think it was called, like, the ego or something when it spoke to us back in 4.1. Come here, come to my side. Just one more step. One more.
Such terrible breath. Once this Leviathan awakens, the Arcadia's destruction would be all but instantaneous.
For now, this remains conjecture. The sealed remains appear to be a husk that Ouroboros once shed.
Wait, a husk? It's not even the real Ouroboros?
Why it's here, and how it's connected to the elation, remain unknown. Yet even a fragmented remnant of
Supposedly
an
the
eon is a
Ouroboros
threat that
ate
can't
Aha's
be
head
ignored.
at one point.
The calamity of the Leviathan must not be allowed to re-emerge in this world.
Naturally. That is why I'm here. And it's about time for the two Nameless to arrive.
We're not here yet?
Oh, you're just on time.
General Yao Guang, as instructed, warding talismans have been placed at over a dozen sites across Plain Arcadia.
And what do those do?
My thanks. It was Mr. Yang's talent of creation out of nothing that allowed us to reproduce dozens of plumes and complete the deployment with such speed.
Just a reminder that Mr. Yang still has his Hersher powers. And that he can... Or not his Hersher powers, or was it... It's the... His little... The thing in his cane, I forget what it's called, that lets him create anything that he understands or is able to replicate.
Now, with Yin and Yang aligned, and all
He uses
four
it to make
aspects
synthetic
in
black
place,
holes.
as long as we set up the last formation core. The Decalight reflection barrier will be complete.
Wait. That thingy that you got stuck in and it warped your space-time?
Using the divine eye of the Spiritus to weave a giant web.
I rolled a
one that
2.
ensnares countless possible futures.
2.
General.
8.
Have you truly made up your mind?
Though Shuhu has been eradicated, the signs of doom have not faded. On the contrary, they grow ever clearer. After much consideration, the source can only be this restless corpse.
One crisis is yet to pass, and another is already upon us. The Arcadia's ley lines were already riddled with scars, and now even the ancient tree's seal is starting to loosen.
We need a Phantasmoon Games to use wish power to fix it, I guess.
While Evanesia is asleep, someone must take up her duty to guard this place.
So yeah, she needs to rest to recuperate after all the power she used in the last patch.
But defending isn't the way of the hunt. If you don't want to become the prey, you must become the hunter.
General, do you intend to go on the offensive and suppress the remains of the Veracity?
How could I? The Joy Seeker could barely confine that husk using the Abundance's ambrosial arbor as its cage. I'm not that arrogant as to place myself alongside the gods.
For some reason, I thought you might be.
I'm not here to guard against an Eon, but against a lesser menace. Lord Ravager Asat Pramod. This barrier is prepared for him.
Asat Pramod has been meddling with the game from the shadows. His intentions unclear. We know
Destruction.
little about
His
him
intentions
or
are
the
destruction.
Veracity. By chance, however, a friendly citizen has provided us with intel.
Sparksy?
Ouroboros' remains
Oh.
are in Ahatopia, aren't they?
Oh, we're getting a continuation of this scene. Kuchiba!
Silence is an answer in itself. I've seen that reaction too many times.
She is a detective at the end of the day, I guess.
I'm not surprised that you were the first to discover it. You were in the Torn Scroll too. The probability of you noticing was 24%.
Damn, your estimation of her was that low?
That's a little low, don't you think?
She agrees
I
with
put
me.
it at well over 90.
I put it at well over 90.
What I don't understand is this. There were countless ways to verify your hypothesis, yet you chose the most unconventional one. You bypassed security and broke into the building to confront me in person. What is your objective?
I wonder if she bypassed her or if they just let her in. She's probably got a decent amount of street cred. She's been like a 15-plus year like aberration defense detective or agent or whatever.
This is no confrontation. It's a warning, Madam Pearl. I'm a security officer, and there is only one reason I'm here.
Because you're single and desperate, which we learned in the Cosmicon roll-on event. Call me Kuchiba. I'm available.
While everyone else is fixated on the Phantasmoon games, only the Department of Aberration Defense is watching other places.
Like the location where the new Herald of Death case was closed?
Full Wish TV Tower?
Correct. The incident involved 4 Daybreak Warriors, 3 nameless, 1 detective, and 1 officer.
A warning.
But just moments ago, a 10th set of footprints appeared at the scene.
A 10th? Somebody else went and visited that place.
After the investigation, we learned that the traces were left deliberately. A blatant provocation.
I'm guessing it was a Pramod.
The Lord Ravager bent on destroying the Elation came uninvited. Make no mistake. Plan Arcadia is a stage he chose with care, and drawing the Abundance into the fray was hardly a whim.
Our top priority is to dispose of Shuhu's flesh properly to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands and causing another calamity.
That said, we cannot afford to ignore Asat Pramad's next move.
This giant web is prepared for that very purpose. Once the entire planet is folded into the divination's trajectory, under the gaze of the Omnitia, all possibilities will be laid bare.
And you're assuming the path of veracity, destruction, and elation will not interfere with that in any way. Good luck with that.
When that time comes, he won't wish to leave any footprints behind.
Interesting. I wonder how many people realize that that is how Yaguang communicated with us all the way
One
back
final
since 2.4.
question. Why did the Lord Ravager choose to visit this place?
Which, I don't know if we ever got confirmation on who voiced that character back then. If that was still Ari Thrash or just someone else that we'll never learn who played them. So we, to this day, still don't know who voiced Yao Guang before 4.0.
Does he have an ulterior motive? Or is this merely some twisted joke?
Maybe it's on the wiki, I could always check.
That question should be left to the professionals. Don't forget, we have a detective who can't seem to rest. Let's hope the accumulation of variables can tip the scales in our favor.
Cut to Ashvale POV, or are we finally cutting back to us, the Trailblazer? Yep, Ashvale POV it is.
And so, the people set out, and the gondola, bound for distant lands, set sail.
Golden Teacher.
The end of the world. The Elation once again declared war upon the Veracity. K, frail little humans. Ouroboros split their mouth wide open.
Well, that's probably the thumbnail right there. That is our first CG so far.
Whoever can fill my whole mouth with but a single thing shall receive a reward. My tongue. The fool known as the Shepherd captured a comet, but it wasn't even enough to fill the gap between the Veracity's teeth. The bartender Braji opened the wine cellar, yet they only grew drowsy, drifting off to sleep.
So we're learning a story that's probably fictitious or exaggerated of the masked fools fighting against Ouroboros.
And en route, he crept up to the Veracity's ear and told them a corny joke. The Veracity pondered it for 10 amber eras, then burst into laughter at their own amusement. En route spread his hands and said, "See? I filled your mouth with laughter."
10 amber arrows later.
Then what happened?
So this is Golden Teacher. Weren't you the character from like the Sound Hunt side quest?
Then the Veracity said, "Are you kidding me?" And with that, they opened their gaping maw and tore en route to pieces.
What kind of nonsense is that?
Hey, that's Firefly's line from 2.0.
Those are the facts, my inquisitive auditor. If you want to hear more stories, you're welcome to discuss with your classmates.
I think that's the voice sounds familiar, and I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actor that plays narrator.
We came here to investigate the Veracity and Asat Pramod, but all we got were stories that only a 3-year-old would believe.
Rumors don't just appear out of thin air. It's just a matter of how much truth you think they hold.
At least 90% of that was made up.
Yeah, I do believe that the Veracity and the Elation had a clash in the past. Anything beyond that, and the named characters in it, I don't know if any of it was true.
Sometimes that last 10% is all you need.
Shepherd, En route, and Broggies. Those are 3 new masked fool names that we can add to the lore.
Let's hear what they have to say.
Open the detective notes to view the newly added story clues. Ashvale's detective notes. The case of the missing Veracity. Oh, wait, right, in the Anti-Destruction Alliance. The hunt for a vanished Aeon. He mentions that in the Anti-Destruction Alliance. This is the case that he was referencing. So that was the censored word. I have no clue why they censored Veracity in 4.2, but I understand why they censored it in that Myriad Celestia trailer. It would have been a spoiler that wouldn't have been revealed for 2 entire version updates. The case of the missing Veracity. The assistant meticulously compiled the case details for the detective in neat handwriting. So thank you, Mr. N. A trail of unknown footprints appeared at the abandoned station. A weird emoji running amok in the tavern. All clues point to the Lord Ravager Asat Pramod. The detective is back on the case. Will he be able to track down the Leviathan's footprints in the tavern? P.S. The refrigerator's cooling system is down. Remember to repair it. Notes, scribbled handwriting jotted down by the detective at the scene. Shepherd. This guy summoned comets to feed the Veracity? Sounds like a fairy tale. Broggy. There are plenty of bartenders in the Laughter's Tavern, but he's the most famous one. Rumor has it he still hasn't paid off the tab from that time he cracked open the wine cellar. En route. Feeding a Leviathan corny jokes. Crazy idea. I highly doubt his wordplay will be enough for the Veracity to feast on. Well, he took good notes. He understood that the characters were important.
You two! You didn't shout, didn't clown around, and you didn't even stuff notes into anyone else's mouth. Such diligent fools are a rare sight indeed. Oh, you're not fools at all? That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Golden Teacher. Ask the spectating fools for advice. No, I want to talk. I want to talk to Shangshan. Okay. Scribble nibs. Excuse me?
Say, a dull pen beats a sharp memory. My memory's dull, and my pen's not much better.
Hi, Annalisa Fisher. Anywho.
Then you must have a lot of stationery.
If Annalisa Fisher is voicing a side character like this, that means that we're probably going to get a Firefly line cameo at some point. One of the reasons why in 4.2 Alejandro Saab's voice actor was popping up as so many random NPCs is because they had him come in to record one line for Jing Yuan if you chose him at the end when you got to the list of people to talk to Evanesia / whatever the Gold Eye version of Evanesia is. So, if they're respecting, like, the minimum hours, they got to give him at least 2 hours worth of stuff to record. So if they're and Annalisa Fisher also was in 4.2 as well, but we didn't get a cameo from Firefly. But they probably had her record that while she was in to record for Silver Wolf's trailer is probably why that was there. So yeah, if Annalisa Fisher is voicing this character, that means we're probably going to see Firefly, or possibly Miss Firefly, because I did not get pick Jing Yuan for that quote, so there was no Jing Yuan voice line in my playthrough of 4.2. But there was no Firefly in a trailer for 4.3, so there's probably going to be Firefly at some point later on. Unless we're giving Annalisa Fisher to voice another character. Maybe she'll voice Graphia. That could be cool.
A kindred spirit. Miss, it seems you're one of us as well.
Wait, is March a fool? Finally!
I've met far too many fools who can't even read. Oddly enough, those of us who truly love learning are the rare ones. Interested in studying the knowledge of the laughter? I have a reference book here. You can have it.
Is this a joke, or are you serious? How to Poke an Aeon and Get Away! A book signed by Scarecrow that records the tales of masked fools who dared to offend Aeons. They view this as a rite of passage in a fool's career, rushing headlong into one after another, never tiring of the thrill. Pay per second, one-day tour of the Amber World. Borrowing some poor sap's iris, the fool shapeshifter donned a sharp suit and boarded a shuttle at Pier Point's Skyport. He flashed a warm smile at every passenger in the cabin, billionaires wealthy enough to rival nations, monarchs of galactic belts, and board members of the industry monopolizing foundations, all of whom had emptied their coffers for a single pilgrimage and audience with the Amber Lord. The shuttle pierced through the debris disk, drawing near the Amber Lord's colossal form. They had stood there since before sentient life was born. They would likely remain long after sentient life had vanished. Following the countless marks left over the eons of the subspace crystalline barrier, some prayed in silence, some wept softly, while the Amber Lord offered no response. Who would notice a single speck of dust in this vast expanse of space? The fool-carved shapeshifter was here, into the barrier, then took his leave without a second glance. Cool. Remnant dream of the primeval Imperium. Into the mouth of Ooh, this is the one we want to hear. Ouroboros, the ancient leviathan that survived the Dusk Wars, was said to have chased Aha all the way to the roots of the imaginary tree. A fool named En route attempted to confirm the truth of this tale, but alas, he couldn't run as fast as Aha and was caught by the Veracity and swallowed whole. Who would have guessed that inside the Veracity's belly lay a wondrous world of its own? The Veracity was so massive that the lives previously devoured had established their own kingdoms on their stomach walls. Thumb-sized dwarves, clever horsefolk, talking comet cicadas. En route explored this place with delight and encountered fellow swallowed fools, Dorothy, Bragi, and Shepard. Together they adventured, found the Veracity's heart, and gave it a good kick. And were belched out into the universe with a mighty wretch. En route quickly plucked off the Veracity's shadow and spread it over the fools like a blanket. Shepard then tossed out a comet, and the dim-witted Ouroboros was drawn to its light. Fools finally escaped with their lives. After that, countless fools sought the treasures within the Veracity's belly, but none ever caught so much as a glimpse of the Veracity ever again. Uh-oh. Everyone is a driller. After the Aeon of Beauty vanished, the fool Davin made a proclamation at the tavern, instantly attracting a massive following. Chanting, "Everyone is a driller," they sparked an artistic storm that launched a reckless charge towards pushing the boundaries of the path of beauty. For example, they stuck bananas into agates with polyvinyl chloride tape, scribbled graffiti on every household in sight, and proclaimed them great works of art. And even found time to fight a few copyright lawsuits with the IPC. This was until they arranged space junk across an entire planet's surface to form Idrilla's visage, at which point the Knights of Beauty finally rounded them all up. However, after 7 days and 7 nights of deliberation, the hastily conveyed Round Table of Knights of Beauty ultimately decided to release the fools, since, to punish them, they would have to acknowledge that these depictions actually resembled Idrilla. Okay. Afterwards, say no to Aha. Having come this far, it seems I must tell my own story. The night before I finished this piece, a visitor casually strolled into the tavern, sat down beside me, and ordered us each a bomb's first drop. They didn't introduce themselves, but I already knew who they were. They said, "Buddy, I hear you're writing a little book." I've read it. Quite interesting. But there are a few points worth discussing. I listened patiently as they spoke, and rejected every single change they proposed. They drowned the last drop of bomb in one gulp, then left the tavern. Their retreating figure looked utterly forlorn.
This feels completely made up. But, thanks anyway.
Oh, please. Thank the seniors. To compile this book, they offended every Eon they possibly could, and narrowly escaped death at the hands of each and every one of them.
I don't know. I feel like it seems pretty easy to mess with Klapoth. I don't think he seems to care all that much. Unless you blow up his wall, I don't think you're going to get his attention.
As for me, I'm just the one who keeps the books circulating.
Scribble nibs. How to poke an Aeon and get away with it. Do-eyed Chungus. Oh, God. Pathstrider of Veracity aspiring.
You two asking about the Veracity? You thinking about walking that path?
Is that Albert's VA? Is that Bill Butts?
Walk the path of veracity? Do I need to eat everything in sight?
Yes, March. Do it, March. Your feelings and urges compel you. Consume everything. Media, food, everything.
You got it. Kids always dream big. Some were bulldozers, some are monsters. And I am Autobots. Yeah, and the man.
Okay, then.
Ugh, can you talk normal? Stop gulping for air.
I swore to become a Veracity Pathstrider. I eat everything. Tasty, nasty, anything I could chew.
So how does one exactly step onto a path? That's one of those things in Star Rail lore that's been kind of kept a little bit vague. Anyone who steps on a path can access energy from that path, but how exactly do you step onto that path? Do you have to truly embody the philosophy? Do paths of dead Aeons, can they still be walked on? We still walk on the Trailblaze, despite the fact that that Aeon is dead and or missing. Don Hung can use powers of the the permanence. That Aeon is dead and or missing. The Knights of Beauty were just mentioned, and Adrilla is supposedly dead and or missing. I'm now starting to realize that there's not a lot of Aeons that are actually dead, are there? The Propagation is dead and chopped up into pieces, but the Swarm's still around, and it uses Propagation, and we learned in 3.8 that the Iron Cavalry uses Propagation. I guess that's a good example.
Finally, I pinched my nose and swallowed loose mouth, and they looked at me.
Oh, he got the gaze of veracity.
Ouroboros? Nah. Ah. Very regrettable.
Damn, he got the gaze of aha when he's trying to get the attention of Ouroboros.
Enough already.
March is the best. God, we need more March in the story.
I'm telling you, it was all bluffing. The fools didn't lose. En route and Dorothy, when the veracity wasn't looking, rolled up her skin like a grape, snatched it up and poked it.
Really? So this is an alternate telling. So the shadow or the skin.
Then poof, they were gone. Even Comic-Con Collective don't got a veracity card. I already filed a formal complaint with the organizers.
I'll get Sampo right on that.
You should be putting this much effort into your studies.
Hey, friends! How was your first day of school?
Oh, there's Sparksy.
Sparksy's here to pick you up after class.
All right, let's keep looking at the notes. All right, in a bizarre story, En route once ventured into the belly of the Veracity and managed to escape after plucking their shadow. In another version of the story, En route didn't tell a lame joke. He and Dorothy made off with the Aeon's shed skin. That might actually be relevant, since we learned from Pearl that the Veracity in the Torn Scroll isn't actually the Aeon, it is a shed skin of the Aeon. But just like in Genshin Impact, God remains are powerful, and in Honkai Star Rail, Aeon remains are just as sketchy. Dorothy, haven't seen that name in a while. She has ties to En route too. Scarecrow, I guess he can be considered an old friend of mine. This guy actually wrote a book? Huh. Okay, so Ashvale's old. Gotta remember, Ashvale's like 10 Amber Arrows old, so he might know some of these people. Have a medical discussion with Sparksy.
Where were you just now? You opened the door for us and just disappeared. Don't tell me you're up to something again. Oh, still doubting me? You're breaking Sparkskull's heart here. That whole foolish thing. I took on every emoji in the tavern by myself, fought them all the way to the end of the world, and even wore my mask down to nothing.
Sparkle was here too, and she helped you escape, but I guess nobody's gonna vouch for her if she's not here, I guess.
But honestly, this place runs on rumors. Aha is being chased by the Veracity. Aha chases the Veracity. We won't get anywhere following stories like this.
Let's go through what we know so far.
Okay. Okay, En route stole the shadow. Braggy opens the wine cellar. Eating slime. Slime mold will get you a glance from Ah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a complete mess.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm surprised we didn't get like scenes like this during the arc that was centered around him.
So, after a bit of thought, Lady Sparksy came up with a brilliant idea. I borrowed a nifty little gadget from a friend. The Unreal Sparks and Spark!
The what?
No idea how it works, but apparently this light bulb makes you smarter the moment you put it on.
That's genius.
Does this friend know you borrowed it?
Give it back to Sampo, Sparksy.
gun to our heads, and this is what you're worried about? He'll find out one day.
Well then, I'll go first.
I want to talk to Zhongshan. She's right there.
It, doesn't look very reliable. Are you sure about this?
What's the worst that could happen?
No worries. If anything goes wrong, the friend in my head will protect me.
Why? By the way, we should talk to the friend in your head, because the friend in your head, before was revealed to be like part of the Enigmata, we speculated that she might have connections to the Veracity, because like the inside of her umbrella is a mouth with teeth, or just a black hole with teeth. She has like those mouth zippers on her sleeves. She's very Veracity coded. Watch it makes her as good a watch it make her as good of a detective as Ashvale. I'm Lolcha. Oh God.
Doesn't seem to have any effect.
No, it's working perfectly. I get it now. All of it. No need to dance around.
Why are you talking like that, March?
Our enemy is a Lord Ravager. There's only one question we need answered. How does Asat Pramod plan to destroy Elation?
Correction. The effect is very obvious.
Judging by Nanook's habit of picking Lord Ravagers, I wouldn't be surprised if Asat Pramod was once a masked fool, and therefore knows Aha's weakness.
That is obvious.
The Arcadia is like a microcosm of eons and paths.
No, that was
Indulge
Amphorius.
themselves in fabricated happiness, unable to pull themselves away from it. Many have expressed their concerns. This isn't elation. Aha is playing with fire.
So does the Erudition know about this device? Because this seems to be working a little bit too well. March is speaking way smarter than March should be speaking.
A classic social realist deduction. Old-fashioned. Ooh, but effective. We're closing in on the truth.
What do you mean we are?
Yes. The answer is all but revealed. You are Asat Pramod, Sparksy.
Do you have evidence?
To be fair, there was a rumor for all of Penacony where people thought that there is a possibility, a very non-zero possibility, that Sparkle is Aha. I think that ship has sailed, personally. But the opportunity for Sparkle or Sparksy to become Aha is on the table now with the Phantasmoon games.
Of course. The truth is so simple that everyone overlooked it. The evidence is, you were the first person I met when I got off the Express.
God. We do know that Asat Pramod, probably based off the Anti-Destruction Alliance trailer, is probably impersonating somebody. No, it was Sparkle, not Sparksy.
If I am Asat Pramod, would you and Grey Hair have been able to walk out of the school alive?
Yeah, March, you should be smart enough to know that it was Sparkle, not Sparksicle. That was the one that you first met when you got off the Express.
Yeah, fair point.
Just take that thing off already.
That's weird. I thought I was on the right track.
You're a terrible detective, though.
Let me give you a lesson. Deduction isn't about people skills. It's about smart tricks and flawless logic.
Also evidence. Why did you move over there?
Watch and learn. Sparkle, master of the classic whodunit, has entered the chat.
Wait, I thought you were Sparksy. Oh, this is getting complicated.
You changed your clothes? clothes just for this?
So that was Sparkle. Okay. Never mind then. They're never going to let us know that they're two people or not. But I guess it does make sense that Sparkle said that she fought off all of the meanies in the tavern. Because Sparkle was the one that showed up to save Sparksy.
First of all, Ouroboros likes to eat. Secondly, whatever they eat disappears completely. Therefore, veracity is also a form of destruction. This is the classic mystery of one culprit, two identities. The one trying to kill Elation is the Lord Ravager, a Sapramod, played by the Veracity! What am I even saying?
Man, this light bulb sucks.
Classic whodunit. This is more like a classic Who's the Dummy.
The dummy is you, March. We have already proven that.
Ah, I get it now. All this thing does is make wild guesses sound reasonable. So far, that's the most accurate piece of information we've gotten.
You might be right about that.
No need to be so serious, Detective. Why don't you show us what you've got?
So now we know this is Sparkle, not Sparksicle.
By the way, what type of detective are you?
Me? I'm the tough guy type. I don't waste time on useless details. I aim straight at the heart of the problem. You're not wrong. Asat Pramod is Nihilux weapon to assassinate Aha. Whatever his plan may be, the target doesn't change. Remember, as far as humanity knows, there are only 3 ways an Aeon can fall.
Another Aeon. God, I have to go all the way back to that interview with Kafka at the Lafu. I don't remember. Spell them out for me.
A broader path engulfs a narrower one.
Okay, we knew that one, yeah.
Warfare between eons, and
Someone ascending to replace them?
the third one. What was it again?
Forcing an Aeon to turn away from their own path.
Interesting. That's the one I forgot about.
Whichever it is, none of it sounds remotely connected to plain Arcadia. So, what makes you so certain Asat Pramod is here on business, not on vacation?
Because we folks just dug up one heck of a treasure from underground.
The Veracity's carcass.
And in the stories tied to them, we've unearthed more than a few names worth paying attention to.
Alright, got more to read. Nothing has been added here. Read that. Read that. Read that. Read that. Wait. This is new. The fool whom Unwrote met inside the belly of the Veracity came to an extra, dragged in to make up the numbers of the soap operas Mr. N loves watching. What? That's new. Oh, these are just names. Got it. Shepard, this guy summoned comets to feed the Veracity. Sounds like a fairy tale. The fool whom Unwrote met inside the belly of the Veracity akin to an extra dragged in to make up the numbers of a soap opera Mr. N loves watching. Broggy, there were plenty of bartenders in Laughter's Tavern. The most famous one, as he still has paid off the tap for that time he cracked open the wine cellar. En route, feeding a Leviathan corny jokes. Crazy idea. I highly doubt the wordplay will be enough to feed the Veracity to feast on. In a bizarre story, En route ventured into the belly of the Veracity and managed to escape after plucking their shadow. In another version of the story, En route didn't tell a lame joke. He and Dorothy made off with the Aeon's shed skin. Dorothy, haven't seen that name in a while. She has ties to En route too. Scarecrow, I guess you can consider an old friend of mine. En route.
Right. He's the one I can't stop thinking about. The stories change every time, but they all circle back to the same logic.
He took something from the Veracity.
En route defeated the Veracity by some means.
You're right. Then who is this En route? Do you know him?
En route.
Sampo!
Of course she does! Everyone in the tavern knows that name. Long ago, its owner grew tired of jokes, cast aside his mask, and walked away. Some say he became a morning actor. Others say he jumped into IX's black hole.
Are we gonna get the reveal that en route is a Sot Pramod?
But none of that matters. What truly matters is
Sparkle?
that you have my unreal Sparks and Spark.
Well, we all saw this coming.
I knew it.
Give it back, give it back! That's a big order my client wants immediately.
What do you mean, give it back? It just wandered off, and I happened to find it on the way, so I brought it home. You want it? Here, take it now.
She's gonna put it on him. She's gonna put it on him.
Absolutely not. Wait, right now? This doesn't sound like you at all.
No. If it's a no, it's a no. Guess I'll keep it. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, she fucking Bugs Bunny'd him.
Get back here!
Sir, do you need
Oh,
to
God.
hire a private detective?
Hey!
He's got to get that hustle going. He's broke.
Can you catch her for me?
Of course. I'll have that thing returned to you safe and sound in half a day. But, in exchange, I'd like you to elaborate a bit more on what you were saying.
Oh, so that's why you're here.
En route.
Now, old Sempo's intel isn't cheap. Waiving the fee won't quite cut it, will it?
Oh god, we have two money-hungry morons talking to each other now.
Name your price.
Put it on Pearl's tab.
Oh god.
Just kidding. Money talk's boring. Besides, the Astral Express and I go way back. Oh, and I wouldn't scam you two.
Well, maybe as a joke.
The en route you're looking for lives up to the name. There's nowhere he can't reach. Only places he hasn't been yet. He's the gold standard of the masked fools. He only shows up where he's least welcome. A morning actor's stage, a friend's wedding, even inside the Veracity's mouth. All for the sake of a good laugh. Oh.
That lines up. Sounds like the origin of the legend.
So, he's a friend of yours?
How old is Sampo? We don't even know if he's human. That's one of those things we always have to think about whenever we look at a character in Honkai Star Rail. We have to look at them and assume that they're human, but there's never a guarantee. Like, both March and freaking Ashfield here could be thousands of years for all we know.
Not a chance. Back when old Sempo was still a kid, En route was already a name in the history books. He left the tavern during the Second Prosperity.
The Second Prosperity?
After hearing 30 trillion jokes, he never laughed again.
Well, Asat Pramod still laughs, so maybe that kills my theory, but then again, these are all rumors.
Before he left, En route said one thing that, at the time, no one cared about. Elation has been dead for a long time.
Interesting. The Aha is dead theory comes back.
Where did he go after he left the tavern?
The tavern has 10,000 mouths, all telling different stories. All I know is this. He said he was headed for the true world's end, and then he vanished without a trace.
Maybe he joined the finality.
How do you know all this?
Oh, I've been around long enough to have my own channels. Just trust old Sempo. And about catching Sparksy?
Leave it to me. I keep my word.
And by the way, I have a feeling that, he's going to catch Sparksy, but Sparksy's not going to have it because that was Sparkle. Oh, he automatically moved the text forward. Okay. Forbidden deduction. Deduction comes after the clink. Head to the tavern to investigate clues about Asat Pramod. Greet the expert invited by Yao Guang.
See? You only need that 10% of the story to be true.
The last thing he said was really scary.
The real world's end.
So many unanswered questions about en route. He has to be tied to Asad Pramod somehow. But our leads at the tavern have run their course. Let's go pay a visit to another expert next.
Unless Dorothy ends up being Asad Pramod. Yao Guang's expert.
Oh. Speak of the devil. Only a Xianzhou general could have arranged something like this, I suppose.
Hey, Madame Ron May!
I'm surprised as well.
What do you mean, question mark? I guess Ashvale doesn't know who this is.
You've only just left Amphorius, and already you've managed to draw the attention of another Lord Ravager.
Yes, that indeed.
Miss Ron May? And Miss Ting Yun?
Miss Ting Yun is very familiar with the destruction.
We're here by General Yao Guang's request. It seems we arrived just in time.
At first, I only came because the Shenzhou extended an invitation, and it seemed impolite to refuse. Now that I'm here, I see it was well worth the trip.
The only part of the story that had been spoiled to me was that somebody showed me this CG. And I didn't look at it. I only glanced at it. But I did see Ron May and Ashvale in this pose. But now that I'm getting to look at it in more detail, I can see Ting Yun way there in the back. And March is freaking out.
So, let me get to the point.
Wait, what do you mean worth the trip? You're here via hologram.
Ouroboros has long been dead. Their death was merely buried beneath layers of secrecy.
Okay, that's good news. So is this their shed skin or their corpse still?
Hardly surprising. They disappeared after the swarm disaster, and there are many different opinions on where they went. The Intelligentsia Guild claims the Veracity ate their fill and entered hibernation. I don't buy it. Those scholars are fond of post-meal naps themselves, likely just projecting their own habits.
You seem surprisingly calm, which makes sense. After all, the shadow in your right hand is evidence as well. Why don't you tell everyone what happened to the Galaxy Rangers back on Von Walk?
Von Walk. Von Walk mentioned.
Von Walk?
Sprightly Von Walk. I've heard there's a particular phenomenon that occurs on that rainforest planet. Plants multiply and grow and are then harvested like wild grass. A cycle repeating every few decades. Almost identical to the Phantas Moon games.
So maybe there's a bit of the veracity sealed there by the power of the abundance as well.
But how are the two connected? When you hear plants and growth, shouldn't that make you think of abundance? Huh. Wait.
The abundance is what's sealing the veracity on this planet, March. You're figuring it out.
It seems you figured it out. By coincidence, abundance is another thing the two worlds have in common.
When coincidences pile up, they cease to be coincidences, Mr. Ashvale.
That is correct. That is how science usually works.
No. Leader of the Rangers, Mr. La Mancha. Perhaps you could explain this to our nameless friend.
Well, it looks like everybody here knows that he's La Mancha except for March.
Back on Von Walk, I'd already long since stopped being a ranger. Your conjecture is basically correct, Miss Ron May. You're not the only genius to take life as a subject of study. By the time I arrived, the atavistic experiment was already approaching its final phase. Dr. Primitive had set his sights on an ancient leviathan. Beneath Von Walk's surface, there also lay the remains of the Veracity.
You stopped him.
The Rangers stopped him. Back then, Mr. N was still human.
Interesting. How did you end up with Mr. N? Because I believe in somebody, I believe it was mentioned in dialogue that Rappa dumped him on you.
Now, deep beneath Ahatopia, another corpse of the Leviathan lies buried. If I'm not mistaken, there are countless other worlds carrying out the same ritual. Aha sealed Ouroboros' body among the stars, suppressed it with abundance, siphoned the power of the Path of Veracity, and called it a game. This is what people call the Phantasmoon Games.
By the way, it's hard to tell because she's a hologram, but is she wearing her new skin? I don't think she is.
Why would they do such a thing?
Well, they are still an Aeon, and there needs to be people to follow their path for them to exist.
You may remember, the Express once delivered a Leviathan's carcass to me. That wasn't the only one in my collection.
Yep, that was during the war dance, for people who forgot. That's what Welt and Himiko were doing during the events of the war dance, which, by the way, is when they picked up Tingyun, which we never got to see, and I'm still a little miffed about that.
By arranging remains from different eras in sequence, I discovered something rather intriguing. At a certain moment over 1,000 Amber eras ago, just as Akiveli began traveling in pursuit of their ideal, all creations of the Veracity lost the same organ. Their taste buds.
Interesting.
What does that imply?
The purpose of consumption changed. Be they spawns, depth crawlers, or void song whales, their genetic markers encoding gustatory organs vanished entirely. Creatures walking the path of Veracity became nothing more than biological black holes, consuming without discrimination.
They lost their sense of taste, so they just ate everything.
This was not natural evolution. Through the simulated universe, I identified the point of divergence in history. A concept had disappeared from the path of Veracity.
How does that exactly happen?
Consider this. What do taste buds provide?
Oh no, that's how Veracity and Elation are connected. Joy.
Yummy flavors?
They allow you to enjoy your food.
Precisely. Savoring something's aftertaste is an act of elation.
Well, this feels flawed logic because taste buds do more than that. They also let you experience the pain and nonsense of. They let you taste stuff that's bad too.
So Aha stole the original Prima Mobile of the Veracity?
The simulated universe proves nothing on its own, but the primal desires of life have always been entangled.
So Aha stole the Prima Mobile. That's kind of crazy.
Think of it as my intuition. The conflict between the eons of elation and Veracity stretches all the way back to primordial times.
How many people know about this?
Not enough.
There used to be 2. I only told Yu Qingtu. Now there are 5. After this, I can't be sure.
When are we gonna get to meet Yu Qingtu? They were supposed to join the Simulated Universe project a while ago. But then, like, the Amphoria stuff happened, and we got distracted, and we haven't had a Simulated Universe update since 2.6.
Exploit the old conflict between Aha and Ouroboros to ignite a divine war, or allow intersecting paths to devour one another. Of the 3 known ways to kill an Eon, the Arcadia fulfills at least 2. Now who still thinks Asapramat is here on vacation?
But you still haven't explained where it came from.
The Shadow?
Oh, you mean the Shadow?
He got it from Icy.
It has nothing to do with Funmark.
Oh?
Call it a twist of fate. This isn't my first encounter with the Astral Express, nor my first time dealing with a Lord Ravager.
He used it to defeat Zulo, if I remember.
When my home was destroyed by Zulo, I had a brief encounter with a former navigator.
I see.
A navigator of the Express?
Yes. Starseer, I see. He'd already retired by then.
Supposedly he died on Adlevin, but he showed up during one of the Phantasmoon games, apparently, according to the Historia Fictionologists, when one of the winners created an afterlife.
He was the one who told me about the Shadow. According to IC, it was one of many remnants left behind when the Express first carved paths along the edges of the cosmos. I led the Rangers to suppress the Shadow and devised the plan to assassinate Zulo. But I never learned why it was there in the first place.
Where did you get it?
Don't you find it strange, Mr. Ashvale?
Strange?
Supposedly en route had the Shadow, or ripped it off.
When coincidences pile up, they cease to be coincidences. Like an experiment with results that are too perfect, it's enough to send a chill down your spine. If you don't mind, let's walk through the whole thing once more. Earlier, what did you two uncover in the tavern?
That en route supposedly took the Shadow off of it.
Someone suspected to be a Sot Pramod knew about the Veracity secret. Before disappearing, he said he was headed for the end of the world.
Oh, that's right. So we are jumping onto the bandwagon that en route might be a Sot Pramod. Got it. So we're running with that theory.
And then, who did he say the Shadow belonged to?
A former navigator. The Shadow was a remnant left behind when he charted the cosmos.
En route might be Starseer Icy.
If the world's end isn't the tavern, then where is it?
The end of the Silver Rail, perhaps?
I don't know if anyone can answer that question. Not even Akivili.
Peridia, maybe? I don't know. The finality?
Wait. Don't tell me.
En route only goes where he isn't welcome. After leaving the tavern, he went to the Astral Express.
The detective game is over.
Uh-oh. He's here. Oh, fuck you. Oh, come on. Oh, let's read it regardless. Ravager Asat Pramod is back. So Lord Ravager Asat Pramod is back. He erased the notes so it spells this. Lord Ravager Asat Pramod is back. The laughter, but he's joke. En route, heading for the true world's end. Astral Express. Haven't in a long time. Old friend. Akivili supposedly journeyed alongside Aha for a bit.
I have to say, not many people can make me change my plans. Whether in the past or present, you've always been one of them.
So, it is you.
Asat Pramod is en route, and you knew him.
You know how it is, kid. I've always enjoyed arriving uninvited.
Back to our POV.
Pearl said she would arrange a ferry to pick us up at the Seafeld City dock. The place we're going to holds clues about Graphia. Really?
I mean, she's been studying Graphia for ages, so I trust Pearl's judgment. All right. And on that note, I'm going to end here. But for those on the YouTubes, it'll probably continue seamlessly into the next one.
Yellow Ducky Nibble's flagship store. The childhood treat your childhood grew up on.
I'm only stopping to it because I recognize that store they're talking about, because we just did that in the CosmoCon Roll-On event.
It is an honor to...
Oh, it's you again!
Shall I say, be of service to you again. To be honest, when Madame Pearl invited you to visit the Perlux Tower, I was supposed to be your guide. I ended up being replaced by a total fraud.
Damn that Nihilux.
My name is Feld. By order of Madame Pearl, I will be escorting you to your destination.
It's nice to see you again, Feld. We've gotten to see this guy for every single version now at this point. Wait, I don't think we saw him in 4.2, but we saw him in every version except for 4.2. He was in 4.0, 4.1, and now again in 4.3. Thank you, Mr. Feld.
You are too kind. I followed the battle in Seafeld City very closely. Serving a hero such as yourself is a true privilege. I assume Madame Pearl has already briefed you on our destination?
She only told me to come here.
I see. It so happens that Madame Pearl is tied up with an unforeseen event, so allow me to brief you in her stead.
Thank you, Mr. Feld.
The destination of our boat journey is a hotel known as Inkford Hermitage.
That's actually all I know about it, is the name of it.
It is situated at the end of a Dovebrook tributary that ultimately flows into the sea. It is one of the points where the world in canvas intersects with reality.
There's a lot of those points. So what does it have to do with Graphia?
Well, Graphia's former residence was located there.
Oh, hi, Nihilux. I recognize your voice, Amber Lee Connors.
Legend says the miraculous canvassing of the mortal world happened there. Would Madame Pearl, a die-hard fan, pass up a sacred site like that?
Nihilux, when did you get here? Miss Colt, it's you again.
Word is that Madame Pearl just flicked her wrist, signed a check with an astronomical figure, and bought the whole plot of land. She also snatched up every single piece of Graphia's lost works she could find without bothering to verify their authenticity.
You scammed her, didn't you?
Whew, I guess money really does let you do whatever you want.
They say money can't buy happiness. But it pretty much lets you buy everything that'll make you happy.
That's not even the half of it.
Most things.
I don't know where her obsession comes from, but she's dead set on the idea that Graphia is still alive. If she gets even a whiff of anything remotely related to Graphia, she's got her people on it at the snap of a finger.
So Pearl always assumed Graphia was still alive? That's kind of crazy to think about. But with someone with that level of analytical power and resources, it's no surprise that she would come to the correct conclusion.
But all they could find were Imaginé knockoffs. Random, pretty redheads based on nothing but imagination. I bet her reaction went something like this. Objective. Locate the original. Error. Detecting excessive quantity of low-quality merchandise.
Man, you're racist and a scumbag.
You! I remember you! You're that fraudster from Perlux Tower!
Oh, sorry, Feld. I forgot to bring that up. Yeah, this is her.
Perlux Tower? I've never set foot in that place in my life.
Mr. Feld, here's some photographic evidence of Nihilux at Perlux Tower.
Oh, I know it's you. I've seen the footage. You're wearing the exact same outfit.
Darn, if only she changed clothes.
Oh, a slip-up in an otherwise perfect plan. Relax. Your job is safe this time.
He has every right to be upset, though.
Cut it out, you scoundrel.
You can't talk your way out of this. Who exactly are you?
Allow me to introduce her. This is the author of The Fluffy.
This is the author of Fluffy Across the Blue. Blurry QR Colt.
Huh. Is that so?
In a way, you might get assigned to her as your subordinate at some point, because she technically works somewhat with IPC Entertainment.
My apologies. How rude of me. Miss Colt, it's an honor to finally see the face behind the work. Please pardon my yelling. I didn't know.
No, you have every right to be upset with her.
No worries, no worries.
Are you headed to Inkford Hermitage as well? So who are those two big fellas behind you?
It's only normal for a famous comic artist to travel with bodyguards. No?
Yo, Tweedledee and Tweedlenot D. What's up with you two?
Miss Blurry QR Colt, let's be clear. You are being transported under escort.
Transported? She does owe a lot of money to a lot of people now that I think about it.
Your current credit balance is in the negative. Madam Pearl has offered you a lifeline by asking you to complete the next volume of The Fluffy.
Whoa, this is not my fault.
Yes, it is.
Remember Alloy King Pom Pom from Pearl-X Tower? I tried to put everything on Pearl's tab, but she found out and charged it back to me.
So, yeah, I kind of saw that coming.
Who knew a figurine could be so expensive? It cost me more than my entire savings.
Well, yeah, it was like an unreleased prototype model. And you took 3 of them. You actually have savings? Alright, it's mine then. Didn't you just release a new volume? How are you still broke?
Hey, I pay for my own meals. Is that so shocking to you? Is it?
No. Oh, do you pay for your own meals? With whose money?
So you're escorting her to, shall we say, an intensive creative retreat?
Correct. The objective is to deliver the manuscript and clear her debts. The estimated duration is 56 days.
Holy shit. Maybe, I wonder if that's actually how many days till her banner. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think she got a drip feed yet, so I'm assuming that Nihilux will be on banner in possibly 4.5, if not 4.6.
Hear that? It's not a hotel. It's hell, where you get whipped for not finishing your scripts on time.
Good luck with that. Seems like the deadline is actually deadly. Good luck with that. I am going to be as mean to her as opportunity allows.
Arrived. When you're ready, let's begin our journey to Inkford Hermitage. Please, mind your step as you board.
When do we get an Agent Feld card in Cosmicon Collective? I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Pearl card in Cosmicon Collective. There are no Veracity cards, though, as that one guy in the tavern just told us. Oh, darn it, we saw Sample and we forgot to tell him about that. Ooh, a snowy region. God, I miss Bellabog.
We have arrived. This is the snowy shore of the canvas world, Inkford Hermitage.
Huh. Are those Wispae floating on the water?
Looks like it. Okay.
Oh dear, there are so many Wispae. They are blocking the boat's route.
Are they?
But no need to panic. Please follow my lead.
Please make sure you have all of your belongings with you. And
Wait for the ferry to dock.
thank you for traveling on this.
We're in a sequence, so I can't actually pause. So, something I want to talk about with Bellabog. People have been using the fact that it says 8 out of question mark for the Amphorius section in, like, the tab for whatever. For where you look at the story tab, it shows Amphorius as a 8 out of question mark. I think that's a little bit misguided, because if that's true, then the fact that then if you're going to assume that is correct, that we're going to Amphorius back because it doesn't say complete, it says 8 out of question mark, then you should also assume that we are never going back to Belobog or the Lafu ever again, because those do not have a question mark at the end. And I do not believe we aren't going back there. We're 100% going to go back to Belobog at some point. It's been set up, it's been foreshadowed, and I'd be more surprised if it didn't. Ice blocks are fragile. Attacking an ice block with a bow and arrow will cause it to crack. Attacking it again will shatter it. A trailblazing mon dropping onto the surface of the ice block or hitting it by jumping and below it will have the same effect. Okay. The surface of the ice block is smooth. Walking it grants a speed boost. Oh, that's so cool. Being mobbed by fans is part of a hero's destiny. Come on, let's catch up. I cut my thumb opening my mail today, so it's actually, it kind of hurts to actually use the controller. I should probably use the mouse as much as I can. Snowflakes falling onto shattered ice blocks can cause them to refreeze. Interesting. So I gotta wait for snowflakes? Oh, I almost cleared the whole area. So I guess we're not parking the boat.
Whew, a safe docking. For a second, I thought we were going to hit an iceberg or something.
Well, now all the Wispay are on the boat. Why are they surrounding us?
They
Probably
probably sensed your wish power. You are the Phantas Moon Games superstar, no?
There's one in your pocket.
One's trying to hitch a ride on you.
That's cute. When did you get on me?
Must have been when we came ashore. Oh, what a devoted fan.
Everyone, welcome to Inkford Hermitage.
Kind of looks like a, what's it called? Like a modern Art Deco.
I was imagining
like a not a
Benzai
apartment,
Tengoku
like
style
home.
manor or something.
You know what? So was I. A Benzai Tengoku style manor, yeah.
So you demolished your idol's old residence and replaced it with a luxury hotel.
Of course not. Benzai Tengoku vanished more than 1,000 years ago. The original structure is long lost to time.
That makes sense.
The IPC only chose this location because this is one of the weakest points between reality and the world in canvas.
So we just need a place to be like a forward base.
Many Imaginae are born every day, but just as many ancient lineages of Imaginae hide themselves away in the world in canvas once their wish power dry up, or as they grow weary of the mortal world. This is the final stop before they enter the world in canvas, and this is where they bid farewell to reality. They rest here, organize memories spanning centuries, and then pass beyond the point of no return.
Because I guess you could live forever as a picture if you can no longer survive as a 3D thingy without wish power to sustain you.
Rumor has it that Graphia's soul appears from time to time to guide these weary Imaginae on their path.
Interesting. This is a rumor that exists?
There's a sense of parting in the air. No wonder the soul of the mother of Imagenesis feels an attraction for a creator. This must be the finest well of inspiration.
I just realized that she has like speech bubbles on her coat.
Miss Colt, now that you're in this well too, you ought to make the most of it. Let's go. I'll lead the way.
This little guy's following. Of course he's a meanie. Oh, of course he is. I had a feeling, but I wasn't sure if they were going to go with that. Where is it? Travel log. Is it in the reward guide? Conventional memoir? No. What is it? I think it's intro-astral guide. That's it. Yeah, people have been using this thingy here to say, add a question mark means it's not done. Add a question mark means not. Well, of course it's not done, because, like, the story arc isn't finished yet. We're definitely going back there. I think all this means is that there's going to be another act here. But, like, the war dance is on here. Which is Finest Duel Under the Pristine Blue. 1 and 2. I think we are 100% going back to Eurylo 6. Unless they want to add, like, an Act 6 and it's just Eurylo 6 again. Or Lafu again, or Penacony again, or Amphorius again. We could always backtrack that way. And then just never add to these. In fact, they don't even need to do that here. I don't even know why they left that as a question mark. They could always just say, Act 7, Act 8, Act 9, or whatever. Amphorius again. But there's still a slot here to be continued. Stay tuned. Where'd you go, Mr. Meanie? There's a ghost imagining.
Is that?
Ah.
Said to be the shared lineage of sacred trees, a fountain, a ceiling floating. Oh, well, I guess I cut that off by accident. It is said that before entering the canvas, the Imaginae go there to return their wishes and travel light. The giant golden tree in the distance is called the Myriad Wish Grove. It is said to share the same lineage of the sacred trees that found in the sea-felled floating islands of Phantasmin Courtyard. Okay.
Sure.
All those years of effort, and in the end, I still live somewhere this small.
Unfulfilled wish list. Oh, there's a new calyx here. Where did I just activate it? Oh, is it on the other side of this wall? That activated from quite a distance away. Alright, this is indeed a hotel. Casper! Casper the friendly ghost!
We have arrived. The hotel staff will take over from here. I'll take my leave.
Bye, Mr. Feld.
Oh, it's freezing. It's cold enough for a typical snowstorm mansion murder mystery.
Typical?
Anyone here?
What is this, Murder on the Orient Express?
Hello? Hello?
Don't you echo me.
Honored guests, my apologies for the late welcome.
Is it that? Ah, it is you.
Oh, no wonder it's so cold. It's an actual snow wispy. Hello there, little one.
I am the lobby manager, Casper. You have a very high body temperature. Please, try not to overheat the room.
Me or her?
Allow me to introduce myself. I am the popular comic artist, Blurry...
The former comic artist, Miss Nihilux.
The former comic artist, Miss Nihilux.
Oh, my true name is gone, just like that.
Apparently she worked on other stuff before she was Blurry QR Cult that just didn't do well.
Oh wait, did you say former?
The big shots upstairs gave me a heads up. You are now an asset of Perlux Corp. You'll be staying here until you finish your next volume.
In other words, Nihilux will remain here until version 4.5, 6, or 7.
Every guest in this hotel is an Imaginé with quite a history.
Are we confirming right now that Nihilux is an Imaginé?
That Arcadian over there? That's a former superhero.
Really?
Which one? Never heard of him.
That one over there is one of the oldest strangelings. They're a former Kappa. These days, they work as the hot springs manager.
A Kappa? Didn't that lineage of Imaginé go extinct when the IPC first arrived?
Wow.
There are still a few survivors that slipped through the net. As for Casper myself, I am a former frost giant.
Frost giant.
Little old me was once a tall, mighty, and majestic giant. Of course, that was back in the Cinder Age.
Apparently, we learned all the way back in, what was it, 4.1, that it takes a massive amount of wish power in order to sustain giant Imaginé. So if you don't have a lot of wish power, I guess it makes you gotta stay small to maintain your form.
So you're basically an antique who knows a bunch of old secrets. What corner did they dig you out of?
From a block of ice. It is sad how a giant block of ice melts into tiny pieces over time. I have forgotten the names of most of my friends. And I have not tasted a crispy, charred Void Ranger in a long, long while now.
Oh, I can help you with that. I am a current nameless.
Indeed, another glittering nameless.
Another? How's that?
That is a secret.
This guy knows Himiko, doesn't he? Any info on the former Graphia?
Sightings of Lady Graphia are as common as the snowflakes here. Ever since the news spread that her soul would reside at the hotel, all those Imaginé who mimic her and the weirdos who insist they have a connection to her have flocked here.
So I'm guessing everybody that's red.
You see, they all claim they have some sort of connection to her, or hold some secret about her.
Himiko was texting somebody. Maybe one of them knows.
I bet they're just trying to scam people out of wish power and credits. Just like all those people who swear they're AHA.
You're not wrong. But whenever the higher-ups ask for a report, little old Casper here can always pad it out and hand over a long list of names. Nameless, good luck with your inquiries. Bye now.
Casper, ex-Frost Giant. Holmes, hotel staff. Alright, ask Nihilux what she knows about Graphia. Optional, talk to the guest. Optional, talk to the hot springs manager. Ex-Kappa, Sud Scour.
I sense more stray thoughts and disturbance in the water. The Imaginé of today are far too restless.
Hello, little Kappa. Are you the hot springs manager?
Yes, yes. This old soul is just scraping by with what little talent I have left. The humans here call me Sudscour, a filthy name, but fitting for this frail and wretched form. Are you here at the hot springs to wash away your stray thoughts? Or just to chat with the last Kappa of Ahatopia?
You know, if they're all created via wish power, you would think that somebody else could just make another Kappa? You're the last Kappa?
As you see, my kin have either been swallowed by the muddy currents or have fled into the canvas. Long, long ago, my people lived in every river and pond in Ahatopia. We tended the crops for the artists, and in return, they painted our descendants into existence.
Why have you chosen to stay in the real world?
It is hard to leave one's homeland. Even when my kin have entered the canvas, even when the waters here are no longer clear, and even when the new Plu tribe has replaced us.
Yeah, I mistook the Plus for Kappas when we first saw them walking around. But I guess it makes sense that they're technically different. They're like ducks.
This is still my home. It needs someone who remembers the old days. As long as I remain, the Kappa line is alive.
Do you know Graphia? Upon hearing that name, the withered body of Ahatopia's last Kappa begins to tremble faintly.
Lady Graphia is the one who guided all Imaginae. Her name shines like moonlight through my dimming memories. Back then, the demons from beyond swept in like a dark tide. The filth and flames they brought could turn even the clearest stream into a toxic swamp. We Kappa were weak and could only shiver at the bottom of the rivers. But it was Lady Graphia who found us. She encouraged us, saying that every drop of clean water held power against the darkness.
That's quite a quote.
She taught us how to use water to protect the displaced mortals and wash away those impure monsters. Though our impact was limited, that was the most heroic era for my kind.
Is she really still alive?
Well, as long as the world in canvas exists, Lady Graphia must as well.
Makes sense, I think. That being said, Imaginate Creations, I don't believe require their creator to still be around.
There is a saying that if one who is weary of the world prays to her with true devotion, she will arrive on a ferry to lead them into the canvas. If you seek clues regarding Lady Graphia, you should visit the mountain behind the hotel.
That's a good lead.
There are atonement statues left by Imaginae there, filled with their prayers. It is also the site of Graphia's former residence.
Oh, interesting.
Casper likes to wander around there. He is a strangeling far older than I. Perhaps if you play in the snow with him, he might show you the way.
Thank you.
That is all I can tell you. After all, I am just a stubborn old Kappa, trying to keep this one pool of water a little cleaner.
What a distinguished gentleman. All right. Excuse me? You're a furbo, aren't you? Wow, the scenery here is amazing. The leaves are fluttering about, the snow is falling nicely, and these emojis. I knew I should have read more books. I can't even squeeze out a single sentence to describe this scene. I think I'll go take a nice hot bath first. I'm completely drenched in sweat from sword practice. Seeing that bubbling hot spring and its stream, I just want to dive right in. Sushang, what are you doing at Inkford Hermitage? I'm obviously here on vacation. They say this is a fragmented canvas picturing the ancient Bonsai Tengo. Oh, God. The final destination where all Imaginae return their wishes. Bonsai Tengoku. It's the right name, right? Did I mispronounce it? Did I? I didn't mispronounce it, did I? You did. You should take a hot bath right after exercising. Since when did you start sounding like those healers from the Alchemy Commission? Relax, I trained in martial arts, so I'm fit as a fiddle. I'm not lying, you gotta believe me. Fine, if you have a problem, forget it. If Hua Hua and Little Guai were here, they'd definitely nag me about it too. Let's save the hot springs for later. It's been a while, so why don't we head inside first? Warm up a pot of Aha! There we go! Pot of perfect wine to catch up. What do you say, President? Did you just call me President? Ferber Shang. No, wait. Just pretend you didn't hear that. Sorry, boss. I guess I ended up exposing myself. Since things have gotten completely out of hand, you and I have no choice but to battle it out. I love this little side plot that they're actually hiding, and that's actually... They're just trying to get out of work.
People always say that the will of heaven can observe the heavens with my divinations. A bad omen. Don't thank me.
Alright, well that was easy. Ferbushong failed after all. I am sleepy, Ferbushong. Hold on a second, boss. Before drawing my last breath, I must compose an exquisite swan song to suit the occasion. I've been weary of the wage-earning Furbo life for way too long. I just wanted to return all my wish power and turn back into my original form. That's why I came to Inkford Temperature to say my final goodbye to you. I see. I'll let you go then. You're not allowed to die. We still have a labor contract. Well, how tragic. How do I still have to live as a wage slave Furbo for my whole life? No? Boo-hoo. Alright, I guess. I'll get back to work then. See you, President. Well, that was weird. Alright, who are we talking to next? Optional, talk to the guests. Who's the other guest we can talk to? Right! Graphia.
Graphia is still here in this hotel.
Alright, so we have Graphia, and Graphia.
You can see me, and I shall hide no longer.
Oh god. Why did I choose to talk to these weirdos?
Indeed. I am Graphia, the sovereign of all paintings, the source of all schools, the mother who birthed all Imagine. Unfortunately, my wish power is spent, and I can no longer weave my imagination arts. But you and I share a fate, with just a few wish bays to aid me.
There's one right next to you.
I am Graphia. If you're giving away wish bays, you should give them to me.
No, I am Graphia. Does this red armor not make it obvious?
Huh. Great. The more the merrier.
I don't care which. One of you, come help me fight a Lord Ravager.
The Lord Ravager?
Oh, that's gonna scare him off.
To be honest, we are Graphia, but we're not Graphia.
I left Sumeru, but I also stayed in Sumeru.
Simply put, we are Imagine born from people's imaginations of Graphia. As for me, I was sketched by a rather unskilled illustrator for a history textbook, which explains why I look a bit rough.
Honestly, you look pretty decent, all things considered.
I am a wispy form from the concentrated longing for Graphia in plain Arcadia.
You know, I feel like there should have been a little bit more longing for Graphia and plain Arcadia than enough to create just this little wispy.
I am the armored goddess Graphia from the 52-episode animated series Apocalypse of Ashes, Mecha Wars.
Huh. Write that down for Welt.
Care to witness my signature move? Dance of the Inkblade.
So none of you are real. Great. Don't any of you guys have any guts? We're gonna take them with us anyway.
If you're looking for the real Graphia, I'd suggest you give up. I've seen countless Imagine on the verge of exhausting their wish power, begging the mother of Imagenesis to extend their lives with her paintbrush. Not a single one has ever succeeded. In the end, only those of us making a living off the Graphia brand are left.
I mean, there's other Imagine just doing other stuff around here.
When it comes down to it, she's nothing more than a legend.
I mean, she did historically exist, and now I have a feeling that she might be consuming Wishbay to prolong her form. Did Graphia really live here?
Who knows? Maybe the IPC made up some story to boost the hotel's revenue.
I mean, the Cinder age was over 1,000 years ago. Maybe the only thing left is the longing for Graphia.
If that were true, I feel like you would be a little bit bigger. Is there any way to meet her?
There's one very simple way.
She created all Imagine with her brush. Word has it she waits at the end of the world in canvas to see off those whose time has come. But every Imagine who has seen her is, of course, dead.
So dying is the only way, huh?
Why are you so upset? You've done that at least 3 or 4 times at this point in the story.
These 3 aren't just fakes. They're also wackadoodles.
Nah, I think they seem pretty reasonable, all things concerned. Looks like I'll have to find another way.
As I suspected, finding Graphia was never going to be easy.
Besides us, there are plenty of ancient Imagine living here, ones that have long gone extinct elsewhere. Some even claim to be original works by Graphia herself.
Thank you, Miss History Textbook Photo.
If you're serious about finding Graphia, you should try asking them.
We did talk to one of them. It was actually pretty fruitful. Alright, now we gotta talk to Nihilux. Hello, former comic artist Nihilux.
So, you're here looking for Graphia's whereabouts on behalf of that Intellitron executive.
Actually, I'm looking for it on behalf of the arbitrator of the Phantasmoon games.
I think it's unlikely that the mother of Imagenesis will see her.
I received the request from a friend of Graphia's.
A friend of Graphia's? Just how long has that person been alive?
Couple thousand years.
So that friend wanted you to find Graphia, but they didn't tell you how.
Aside from a single parting request, Evanessia had no time to leave behind any tokens or guidance. But that's not to say she left nothing at all.
The only thing Evanessia left that could be a token is the mask she painted herself, right?
Maybe? I don't see how that helps us here. So why do you think she won't talk to Pearl?
If she wanted to see her, it would already have happened. The IPC has practically turned the world and canvas upside down. You know this, right? Over 140 years ago, they brought in hackers from Punklord and did everything they could to blast open the passage between reality and the world in canvas. I think disturbing her world in canvas like that must have upset the mother of Imagenesis.
I don't know. I don't know what her ultimate end goal was with the world in canvas. You have any bright ideas?
Normally, I'd suggest you play that little snow puff ball for info. That good luck with your inquiries line definitely had a subtext.
Yeah, that definitely seems to be what people say. He's the oldest Imagine here.
But since you're asking for a bright idea, you must have heard that in a certain corner of the universe, there's a mysterious ritual that can summon historical figures to the present day.
Well, call up Screw'em. We're breaking out the Holy Grail again.
The Holy Grail War!
Sigh. Noted. Noted. They really love hammering it in that the events are canon. And I actually only recently thought about this, but 2 different endings of Scott's defeat, let's call it, in the March 7th training arc have been referenced in the Plain Arcadia story. The tail ending, as well as the Silver Wolf ending, have both been referenced at points in the story. So we don't know which ones are canon, but apparently they both are. As well as the reason why Scott appeared in 4.0 as a member of the Strategic Investment Department was A, because he was sent there as a spy, but he did join them during the events of the Holy Grail War. And it was referenced a few times in the 4.0. I know. I've been in one.
Oh, right. That was your big adventure in Penacony. Oh, how nice. I hope Plain Arcadia holds one too.
I just remembered that old Odie managed to get that Holy Grail from Sampo. So Sampo knows where to get a Holy Grail somehow.
Then I don't need to explain the method. First, we need a catalyst. Do you have Graphia's brush or palette? Doesn't look like it.
She's really trying to summon Graphia via Holy Grail War.
No matter. Miss Cult has got you covered. We use ley line resonance. This hotel is built on Graphia's former home. It still has a connection to her, like that vibrant golden tree. Wait, you aren't actually falling for this, are you?
But you're absolutely right.
I was just kidding.
You might have been kidding, but you are 100% correct. The Holy Grail War could be a way to summon Graphia. And honestly, might be foreshadowing for the second Fate collab that's going to happen in, like, I guess next patch?
Sorry. I was just trying to lift the mood. Oh, honestly, I'm a chronic deadline misser who can barely save her own skin. How am I supposed to help you?
I've heard enough. Break time is over, Miss Nihilux. Now that you understand your situation, stop wasting time. Start drawing!
I just checked in, and I have to work already? I'm not some fully automated painting Mechatron. You do know that, right?
A Mechatron can run for hundreds of hours straight. You cannot. That's exactly why every second counts. Now right this second, start increasing your value as a quality asset.
She has 56 days, right, to finish this?
Hey, wait! This is kidnapping! Little raccoon, help me!
Bye! Have a wonderful time! Nihilux is hauled away by 2 bodyguards, leaving nothing but their drawn-out cries for help echoing through the lobby.
Nihilux has a point. If that Casper guy is a survivor from the Sindarth Age, maybe he really does know something. Anyway, I'll start by asking around here.
We already did asking around here. Find Casper. Oh, I didn't notice that they moved locations. So I guess we should take the Kappa's advice and start heading towards the mountains.
Casper? Are you there?
Nope. I'm not.
Okay, I'll go look somewhere else then. I see a snow cap in the ground.
You found me, current nameless. I knew you'd come to ask about Lady Graphia.
I mean, I don't know why you would think I wouldn't.
But if I try too hard to remember things from such a long, long time ago, my soft, squishy head starts to throb, and then I start melting. Drip, drop, drip, drop. So much of my memory feels like it's shrouded in a blizzard, and I can't see anything clearly. I'm sorry, but I don't think I can help you.
And let's play in the snow.
A snowball fight? The game. The name.
This feels so random.
So familiar. It feels like I had snowball fights every single day a long time ago. Shaping the snow into balls and flinging them at whatever strange intruders came barging in. Well then, come at me, Nameless. I'm a snowball fight veteran. I won't lose.
Please tell me we get a CG or a minigame. Have a snowball fight with Casper. You know, isn't this supposed to be technically the world in canvas? Ow. Ow. I'm just trying to casual, I'm not trying to dodge. Casper. Many years ago, Casper used to be a towering frost giant. They would often invite others to snowball fights, tossing out snowflakes and hedgehog and gold coins as they pleased. Watch out, the hedgehog can throw by Casper, knock out... Oh, that's not good. It's like a Lakitu. Money. Oh god. I have trapped you. It's a big Casper. Oh, this one's got a red hat. Why does this one have a red hat?
You'd better be good at dodging, Nameless!
I wonder if I could just cheese it by hanging over here on the wall. Do you want to build a snowman? Ow. Ow. I walked into that one. Why did we kill him? I had my fill of fun. Ring any bells?
Phew. Things from the Cinder Age are still a bit blurry. But I definitely met Lady Gracia. I had snowball fights with her.
What is she like?
She was a great painter who led us in snowball fights. She'd even paint portraits for everyone. Back then, when we wanted to see her, we'd go to her doorstep, light the ground lamps, and shout, "Snowball fight!" Then Lady Gracia would poke her head out of the window upstairs, unfurl the scroll, and whoosh! Slide right down into the snow.
That's kind of cool. Sliding down a scroll like it's a slide.
Then we'd have snowball fights against the Void Rangers together, under the giant moon.
That definitely sounds familiar.
If we won, I got to swallow the Void Rangers whole. They were so crispy and tasty.
Maybe we should give him some Void Rangers to eat. You remember anything else?
There was someone else. Just thinking about them makes my blood boil.
Asat Pramod.
He was a snowball fight master. I remember one time 8 of us teamed up to challenge him. But that guy knocked us all down with his snowballs like it was nothing. All from so far away.
Definitely Asat Pramod.
6 of my friends were lying on the ground feeling beat. Losing the game got everyone so down that no one uttered a word. As for me, I think I got hit right in the neck. I saw my own giant body thud onto the ground, and my chin felt ice cold.
You have a chin?
8 people? in the Phantasmoon games?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Snowball fight is a euphemism for the Cinderth Age wars?
Possibly?
So, in that round of the Phantasmoon games, Graphia must have fought a terrifyingly powerful opponent. It seems only she and Casper survived the fight.
And if we're taking this analogy, that means Casper was also a participant in the Phantasmoon games. Have you seen Graphia since?
I saw her once. Just once. By then, Ahatopia had already been transported into the canvas. It was so quiet and lonely. I couldn't find my other 6 friends, but I remembered where Lady Graphia lived. So, I went to her front door again, lit the ground lamps and shouted, "Snowball fight!" It felt like only a second had passed. Just the blink of an eye, yet somehow it also felt like forever. At last, I saw her drift out. She held me and cried, saying, "I'm sorry, and you've done well," over and over. It was just one lost game. We could have just won it back some other time, but that was the last I saw of her.
It's so sad. Thank you, Casper. You've done well all these years.
I only shared some memories of a snowball fight. If it helped you, Nameless, then I'm happy. That's about all Casper can remember. If you're still up for fun and games, come find me for another snowball fight sometime.
Sure, kid. So who was the red Casper? Who was the Casper with the red hat? What was their deal?
So, to summarize, Casper likes to light the ground lamps and call for her near Graphia's old home. Now, where can I find those ground lamps?
The Kappa told us. What are you doing? Don't yoink it! Technically, you shouldn't be moving set pieces here without permission, but a crisis like this, who cares about a few municipal hotel management regulations? In any case, once you're done borrowing it, you can always play a couple rounds of snowball fights with Casper to make up with it. Make up for it. Yoink! We took all of them. Look, there's spots where they were. May fortune be with you.
Even next to such a lively hot spring hotel, there's a secluded mountain path like this.
It's kind of laid out similar to how Seafeld City was laid out. There's a main city, and then a road leads into the mountains.
Statues all look like small animals. I should find a prominent spot for the ground lamps.
There's a furbo over here. Shape-shifting furbo. Haven't done this in a while. Stone Fro, thanks for the rescue, boss. It has been 1,000 years since that Gorgon turned me into a stone statue. Is this also part of the collab? When did you get a character setting? There are definitely no furbos in the Floating Grease Chronicles. Oops, didn't expect that to give me away. You're so cultured. Since this is the identity has been exposed, I suppose I should... that I'm actually the legendary stone from which the great king was pulled the sword. Too much crossover talk, dear. I'm starting to feel like the Fate collab was supposed to be in this patch. They've been referencing it quite a bit, and they're talking like it's actually happening. Too much crossover talk, dear. Just doing it for laughs anyway. Bye. Don't dock my pay too much next time. Imposter. Okay. Where does this path go? That's probably where we're going next, so I'll save that exploration for later. It's a fox.
These two little lamps don't look reliable at all.
You should have yanked more.
Whatever. It's not like I have any other way.
Snowball fight!
Who dares disturb my 1,000-year slumber?
Who the hell is voicing that character?
Not only will I refuse to grant you 3 wishes, I shall also lock you in my canvas to suffer in my stead!
Are you dead or alive?
Thanks for the invite. I'm not quite dead yet, but I don't feel alive either.
You again, Colt. Weren't you supposed to be working on your story?
I'm testing the deadline. I snuck out. This mountain path is so quiet and secluded. Ooh, what a great spot for a night stroll. Listening to the calming sound of the springs. Who knows? Maybe my inspiration will flow again like these waters.
What are the odds that she's actually Graphia? It's something that I thought could be possible, but I really don't want to entertain the idea because I don't like Nihilux that much. Or watch it just be Nihilux without red hair. All the color faded. Your inspiration is dry, but your excuses for missing deadlines certainly aren't. I'm gonna shout.
I was hoping to find some inspiration out here. With those 2 goons breathing down my neck, anyone would hit a complete creative block.
Fair.
Look at this old stone statue! Ooh, doesn't it look like Himicat?
Honestly, I think it might be a statue of Ebenesia.
I just reached the real versus fake Himicat arc in my comic. Let me pay my respects. Maybe Graphia will bless me with enlightenment.
Miss Colt, when did you sneak out?
Who the hell is this?
That was fast!
Excuse me?
I let my guard down for just 1 second, and corporate asset.
Miss
Colt.
Corporate asset.
Now that's scary.
No way are you running away and taking our jobs with you. Good thing this kind lady spotted where you were headed. Otherwise, you might have slipped away for real.
Oh, so you don't work for this kind lady?
Let's go. Back to the room to finish your work.
Maybe this is the lady that Himiko was texting earlier.
Come on, not again. Little raccoon.
Help! Bye! I'll see you in 4.5. Nihilux is hauled away by 2 bodyguards, leaving only her drawn-out cries for help echoing across the hillside.
Being an artist sure is grueling. I remember being held in a room and watched by 6 or 7 people, too. I wasn't allowed to leave until I finished painting, either.
Are you still here?
You're asking me? Weren't you the one searching so desperately for me?
Wait, you really are Graphia? And you turned into Helix? God! Way to get in my good graces right off the bat. I already like you. Throwing Nihilux under the bus.
My name is Murata Graphia, guardian of the world in canvas. It is a pleasure to meet you, nameless of the Astral Express.
So this is Murata Graphia. I like that they gave her an actual design. That's a really cool hairstyle. Makes me wonder about what that weird hairstyle that Himiko had in high school that was supposedly so avant-garde that it's embarrassing to talk about. Because that's a cool hairstyle. It's certainly unique, and my parents would hate it.
You're saying you are Graphia?
I'm gonna need some proof, though, because I've had to deal with imposters already.
Huh. She really does look a lot like Himiko.
Can you prove who you say you are?
Child, you were the one who lit the ground lamps, were you not?
Oh, we didn't light ground
If
lamps, we
memory
stole
serves,
them.
That was the secret signal my old friends used to call for me. I simply answered the call, yet you doubt my identity. How strange.
Well, you know about the secret call, so that's enough evidence for me.
Let me think. I believe I know why you've come to find me. The arbitrator of the Phantasmoon Games asked you to tell me that our old enemy, the Demon Lord from Beyond, has returned. Am I correct?
That's right on the money, actually. I'm starting to believe you really are Graphia.
Since Ahatopia's in canvassing, Evanescia and I agreed to guard reality and the world in canvas separately, never to meet again.
That's kind of depressing, actually.
But over the past 1,000 years, I often hoped we might reunite in some way.
She probably would have come in person if she could.
Who would have thought, when word of her finally reached me again, there'd be no warm greetings, but instead only an impending crisis. You must have many questions.
Like, why are you not dead? Well, that is a lot of questions. I only get to ask one. What exactly happened 1,000 years ago? Did you fight Assad Pramod? How do you know who I am? How have you lived for 1,000 years? What about the curse? Pearl asked me to find out the secret of creating the world in canvas. We already know that.
My, you certainly have a lot of questions.
Oh, so I'd assume we asked all of
Before I
them.
enlighten you, during the Cinderth Age, that demon lord from beyond once took the form of a friend to infiltrate the Resistance, causing catastrophic casualties. I must confirm your identity, Nameless.
You must be referring to en route, I'm guessing. But we don't know that, because we're not doing that investigation right now.
Do you carry a token from Evanescia?
If you mean something Evanescia gave me, there's only this.
She painted a supplicant's mask for you.
Interesting. Hey, give it back. It's very important. Does this mean you'll tell me everything now? Why is this hill jittering? The red-haired girl hands the mask back to you.
The secrets you seek are many and tangled. Perhaps I should start by telling you a story.
Okay, I'm listening.
1,000 years ago, the legions of the demons from beyond descended upon Ahatopia, marking the beginning of the Cinderth Age. For the destruction, taking a life is easier than brushing aside a feather. Among the countless victims, a baby girl was saved by a painter from the brink of death. He took her in as his daughter and named her Graphia.
Okay. I'm guessing that was your dad?
To protect his daughter, the painter kept her confined to their home. While the fires of disaster swept across the land, Graphia lived in seclusion.
Man, we're getting a cool history lesson. We should be writing this down.
Until one day, a falling star streaked across the dark sky, and a deafening roar shattered the silence of the wasteland. Unable to contain her curiosity, the young girl slipped out of the house to follow the sound.
Was it the Astral Express?
And so she saw it. Beneath the cold Phantasmoon, a tower of infinity stood on the mountain range at the edge of the horizon.
A Tower of Infinity.
This tower had countless windows and rows sectioned
I think there was like a readable about like a Tower of Murata in 4.2, if I remember correctly.
An actual tower. It looked like a wounded iron dragon that had fallen to the earth.
This tower had windows, rows section by section. Was that a wrecked train?
Indeed. That tower, which stood only for a moment, was the crashed Astral Express. And Graphia's family name, Murata, came from the wondrous sight she saw.
Murata, Tower of Infinity.
At the time, the wrecked train was surrounded by countless abominable monsters.
I believe that's like a play on words in like Japanese or Chinese. Like I think Murata can be read as
fought tirelessly.
In character-based languages as Tower of Infinity. I could be misremembering that.
Unable to withstand
because Himiko Murata was like her full name in Honkai Impact 3rd. They fell one by one, unable to withstand. Yikes.
It was only much later that Graphia understood that those who fought and died for Ahatopia shared a common name.
Trailblazers.
The Nameless.
The Nameless.
Who walked the path of the Trailblaze. That was the day that Graphia stepped into the mortal world. Her life as the mother of Emogenesis began. In a long, drawn-out war, fought at a severe disadvantage. She was forced to seek the aid of the Phantasmoon Games, attempting to use the mighty power of an Aeonic ritual to lock the terrifying demon lord from beyond within a limited battlefield.
But it didn't trap him in a limited battlefield, it trapped the world inside the canvas.
This was also the first time in the history of the Phantasmoon Games that the 8 supplicants joined forces to confront a powerful enemy from beyond. The Lord Ravager, Asat Pramad.
Did she win? Question mark?
She lost. Graphia did not win the Phantasmoon Games. Nor did she manage to kill Asat Pramad.
So who won? If all 8 supplicants worked together, who won?
In the final days of the Sindirth Age, she gathered every ounce of wish power to paint the world into a scroll. Using herself as a nail to steady the canvas, she sealed the Lord Ravager outside.
She made a seal capable of shutting out a Lord Ravager?
Yes. As long as the scroll still enshrouds reality, he won't be able to lay a finger on the Leviathan's remains buried deep within Ahatopia.
Interesting. We don't want him to do that.
The story is over. I have received Evanesia's message.
Cool. What are you going to do now?
I also have a token I'd like you to give her. Please, let us journey together to the other side.
Also, we don't know this, but Asat Pramad is following me here, and we may have just led him directly to you. Wait. Please let us journey together. Wait, are we leaving now?
So, are we leaving right now?
Evanesia is in the world in canvas too, technically.
There is no need to rush. You have a friend here who is lingering with a heart full of farewells.
Which friend are you referring to?
You mean... Blade.
Follow this path down to the riverbank of Myriad Wish Grove. You'll find many Wispe gathered there. When you are ready, choose a Wispe. Whisper Graphia's name and your wish to cross over to the other shore. Then release the Wispe into the river. When the time comes...
Oh god!
I will bring the ferry to deliver you into the canvas.
Was she ever really here?
Graphia vanished? How elusive.
She might be an Imagine. She might not be real.
Anyway, I should head to the riverbank of Myriad Wishgrove first.
The Hermitage and blank space. Light the lamps of yesteryear. Do you want to build a frozen and ice block during interplanar jump? Obtain a total of 8 fortune pouches. That's not important. Oh, I forgot that that's a thing. The fortune pouches were a thing in Yao Guang's kit. Her weird overworld passive. Light the lamps of yesteryear. Come out, snow owl fight. Summon Graphia using a method from a promise made long ago.